Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. This is always very exciting for us on a weekly basis. My name is Edward Pereira, your host. My co-host today is Attila Hevesi, very good friend, one of the geniuses in the decentralized marketplace and the new digital money revolution. And then Mr. Ed Barsano, the creative. If you took Warren Buffett and mixed him with Henry Ford and mixed him with Einstein and put it all together from a technology and a smarts for everybody to prosper, that would be Mr. Barsano. So with that, give me a moment. I am going to share my screen and we're going to do some just quickie expectations so that you know we're expected today. If this is your first time, welcome. I do see some new names and some new faces and places. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much. We always love having you. Love your questions. Love your participation. For those that don't know, there are some folks on here that already are participating in the GoBabyTrade program. And with that, we leave our chat open because a lot of people have questions. A lot of people say, well, this might be too good to be true. Well, you're going to hear we don't pay these people to comment, but you'll find that there are some very positive comments, and that is no better reward for us to see that things are prospering. Attila and I are here as direct support of our mutual friend, Crypto Casey, which is probably why you're here, or someone has shared with you as well. So that's our role in this. It's simply educational, and I'll get to the slide in a moment. And then Mr. Barsano has created something that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Yep, go get you more smart water. So excited to share with you. Um, I'm excited, but I'll keep it to facts. Let me share this with you. Okay. So let me know. Attila, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's coming up now. Yep, I can see it now.
All right, excellent. So what to expect? About 45 minutes to an hour overview of what you're looking at, which is GoBabyTrade. It's a 100% autonomous crypto trader and money management system. We'll give you all of the details. It doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet. You'll get a chance to, which he waved to you, and he'll be back on screen here in a moment. Mr. Barsano, who is the genius behind the scenes, 50 years of programming experience, 25 years of smart trading in what he's created both in the stock market and the crypto market. Nobody's smarter in being able to create something that makes money in your sleep than this gentleman, Mr. Barsano. It's like dialing up Bill Gates and having him answer the phone and come in and join us on a weekly basis. But I think that this gentleman is even smarter than that. You'll get a chance to
Yeah,
ask
oh
some.
yeah, I'm way smarter than Bill Gates.
There you go. There you go. You'll get a chance to see this trader in action. You're going to know exactly what it means when we say you can make money in your sleep 24/7. I've got 365 on there, but I sometimes sneak in 366 because every 4 years it doesn't take that extra day off. Literally 100% unattended. You realize that, well, you'd be exposed to, some people say, well, it's got to exist somewhere else, or why, if it existed, then everybody would have it. The fact of the matter is what you're going to see demonstrated today does not exist anywhere else on the planet. And as I've done before, you bring something that creates the same opportunity for you, and I will personally send you in an automated trader that works 24/7 that you don't have to interact with except once. I'll send you $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. It's on recording. It's in the YouTube sphere. Hold me to it. You're going to realize you don't need to even know anything about computers, blockchain, crypto. If crypto is a four-letter word, just pay attention. You're going to get a bird's eye view of something that is changing thousands of people's lives for the positive. I can give you my own testimony, which I will at the end. Let me lastly draw your attention to the red disclaimer. The disclaimer is that this is for informational and educational purposes only. There's a very practical application in potentially automating a part of your, or as much as your financial future and life as you want it to. But today's presentation is intended to be informational, to be educational, and it's not intended or should be considered to be financial, legal, or tax advice. We'll point you in the right direction if you ask those questions, but we're not going to give you any tax advice. And nothing that we show you is a guarantee or on return of performance or what's going to happen. It's not, what's happened in the past, which is very, very exciting and continues to happen. But we're not fortune tellers. You can't hold us to any guarantees. But there's a huge opportunity in it. So with that, let me stop sharing. I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Tilla Hevesy, which will give you a little bit of background and set it up, and then we'll take you right into introducing Mr. Barsano and showing you what you came here to see, which is how do you have more money at the end of the month. So with that, Mr. Hevesy.
Thank you, Edward. Great introduction. And my job, folks, here today, and welcome, by the way, everybody. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere on a Wednesday at this time, and you're here. And that's a really, really, really smart move, especially based on what the market is doing now. Unless you've been hiding under a rock somewhere, folks, this market is starting to really, really move. Just while Edward was talking, I get alerts on my phone all day long from different sources. Ethereum just shot through 3,000, went up to $3,300. And
wow.
One of the main reasons for that is there's so much large institutional interest in Ethereum as far as value, because they could stake it and they could be validators and they could just not only own it and take advantage of the appreciation, but then they could make money on their holdings with Ethereum. So there's so much going on right now, and it's such an exciting time to be alive. Please understand, my background has been financial my whole life, but 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to dive into this digital money revolution and learn everything I could on purpose about this space. Best financial move I ever made for myself and my family. And I'll never regret it because, first of all, it's the most interesting space I've ever come across. And it's very lucrative. And it's changing by the minute. Literally, I get minute by minute updates on a couple channels, on a couple apps. It's fascinating what's going on. And the thing is that it's a totally disruptive technology. All the altcoins that you heard about in the past are totally disrupting everything. And it's the biggest disruption we've ever seen, because what is it disrupting? It's disrupting the entire global financial system. That's never happened before, really. When you think about money, hasn't basically changed in hundreds of years. So it's so interesting what's going on now, but it's a beautiful time to be alive, and I'm so glad we're in this place. Now, I personally missed the internet revolution totally. I was asleep at the wheel, I had rocks in my head, and I wasn't paying attention. And 5 years ago, when I decided on purpose to get in this space and learn everything I could about it, I'm talking DeFi, blockchain, real world assets, NFTs, not so much, a little bit there, crypto in general. I said to myself, there's no way I can miss this. I can't miss this. There's no way I'm missing this. And I promised myself, don't miss it like you missed the internet revolution. So one thing led to another, and here we are. But specifically, I want to give you an explanation and lay out a story of how I met Mr. Barsano and why we're all here as a consequence. So after high school, Ed Barsano ended up in the Navy, and that's where he learned how to program. After the Navy, several years after he got out, he actually was hired by Bill Gates as one of the first 300 programmers for them and did very, very, very well. Retired only after 9 years, pretty in good shape financially, owned a lot of stock. But not unfortunately, fortunately, in the 2000 stock market crash, he lost a large portion of his wealth. And he said, you know what, this obviously, I do see clearly now that this market, the stock market for the average Tom, Dick, and Harry, is totally rigged. And I'm going to level the playing field. So what did he do? He developed the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trading system, Robotic Trader. So here's how it worked. You had to download it. Back then it was downloadable software, and it was a little bit tedious, frankly. I call it cumbersome. It took 60 to 90 minutes, but once that was completed, on Monday morning, about 9:30, it turned itself on. The trader turned itself on about a half hour before the market opened. It traded for you all day long, taking profits, buying more stocks at a lower price when it went down. And at 4 p.m., when the market closed, it turned itself off automatically. It did this 100% unattended, meaning you didn't have to be there in front of the screen at all. So imagine, that's mind-blowing now. Imagine how mind-blowing it was 25 years ago. And he did this for the average person, not for the wealthy, not for the people on Wall Street, for the average Tom, Dick, and Harry, Sally, and Susie. So consequently, he marketed this, and then in 2012 ran into a marketing group that approached that and said, look, if we team up, we could sell lots of traders. And they did. Reluctantly, he agreed to this. But in 2 years, they did sell a ton of traders to the tune of like $16 million worth of licenses. And then 2 years later, some things happened. You know, partnerships are tough. So he decided to go back to being solo. And in 2019, sold out to a hedge fund that had previously purchased many, many licenses from him. This is where the story takes a little twist, an interesting one. So March of 2024, I was sitting at my desk and I had a little bit of a rough day at the office. I have a crypto portfolio, but I'm a cash flow guy. I love cash flow. And I'm sitting there just pondering the question, how can I just let my crypto earn more crypto on itself? Because I love cash flow. And it came to me about a day later, and I said, oh my gosh, my friend Ed Barsano, I'll bet somewhere along the line, he has created an autonomous robotic trader for the crypto markets. And fortunately for me, I still had his phone number in my iPhone, so I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours, and actually, he confirmed my hunch. First off, he said, yeah, Attila, in April of 2021, I rolled out the robotic trader for crypto. And he said, it's light years ahead of the stock trader. And he said, here are 4 compelling reasons why. Number one, he said, Attila, you'll agree with this, and I did. He said, you absolutely have to have a lot of volatility to make money in any kind of trading, whether it's stocks, precious metals, Forex, crypto. And he said, there's no asset class more volatile than crypto. And I said, absolutely true, Ed. He said, number 2, the stock market trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7. That's a big advantage. So much more time in the market to make money. And I said, I agree with that one as well. But number 3 and number 4 really rocked my boat. He said, number 3, he said, it's not downloadable software anymore. I made it web-based. And I wasn't sure what that meant. So I said, what do you mean, Ed? He said, well, basically what that means is in less than 10 minutes, I could have you trading live connected to your Coinbase account. So I said, let's go. I bought the trader on the spot. And in 8 or 9 minutes, I was connected live to Coinbase. That blew me away because I remember what it was like 12 years ago, 13 years ago in 2012 when I bought the trader, the stock trader, that is. But the 4th thing to me had the biggest impact. And that was, he said, Attila, I created an API connection so that your trader will connect to your own Coinbase or Kraken account. Which one do you have? I said, let's do Coinbase. So in 8 or 9 minutes, I was trading live on Coinbase. Now, this had a big impact on me, and here's why. In the last 4.5, 5 years, I've lost significant monies in various crypto blockchain cash flow projects. And that hurt. But why did I lose those monies? Because of the following reason. I did not control the crypto. My crypto was sitting at a third-party exchange or wallet, and when things kind of got rough and things went south, I couldn't get to my crypto. Here, you could be listen carefully, folks. You could be 1,000% sure you have total control over your own crypto and your funds because Mr. Barsano can't touch your crypto if he wanted to because the trader is just a tool. It sends the buy and the sell signals to your exchange, but the money is under your control. And that, to me, that's worth the price of the license in and of itself, just to have safety and security, because it's a crazy, crazy world. There are scams out there. And unfortunately, I've been taking advantage in a few of those in the past, and I know what it feels like. It's not fun. So safety and security is a big deal. Now, before I turn it back over to my business partner, Edward, to share something real briefly, I want to ask everybody to pay special attention to two things. Number one, when we say set it and forget it throughout this platform tonight, throughout this Zoom, we really, really mean it. In other words, you could be a purchaser of this license, set everything up, go live, and not even look at your trader for 3 months, and it's trading by itself autonomously on Mr. Barsano's servers. That's amazing, folks, because usually most of these quote unquote bots, and we don't even like calling this a bot because there's so much more to this. It's a full money management system with 25 years of clean data, and Mr. Barsano will go into that. But this is light years ahead of a quote unquote bot. But know that nowhere else can you have total autonomy where you don't have to even look at the thing and it's going to make money for you. Number two, Mr. Barsano has created something that's never been done before. So just understand clearly what he's done. When he decided to level the playing field in 2000, he allowed people, the average person, without being an accredited investor, without them knowing anything back then about the stock market and right now anything about the crypto market, without knowing anything about trading, you hardly have to know anything about computers, frankly. He's enabling people to make money while they sleep 24/7. That's never been done for the average person before. Yeah, it's been done for the big boys and the big wigs on Wall Street, but this has been created for the masses, for the average Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, Susie, etc. And that's a blessing. So, Mr. Barsano, thank you for that. And you're going to have the floor in a few minutes. Right now, what
I know, I'm
want to...
chomping at the bit here.
I know you are. I can tell. I can tell. I'm just going to turn it back over to Edward for 2 or 3 minutes. He's got something pretty exciting to share. Edward, you told me that in the tail end of March, you decided to change strategy with your paper trading account, with your simulator. Can you share with everybody what's happened in those 112 or 13 days since?
Yep. Yeah, I sure can. I thank you. And it is, I've been corrected in the past of my number of days count, which has been throwing a dart in the air, but I've been close. Today I'm exact. 112 days ago, March 22nd. Sorry, March 25th.
Right.
I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you. Well, looky there. Mr. Barsano, is that an error in coding? What am I seeing?
Wow. Talk about timing.
Did it go ding? Did it make
it it did, but you can't hear it. It doesn't pick it up on the mic. It actually dinged twice since we started. You'll see in the time date stamp. So that is what happens is when the trader takes a profit. I wasn't staring at it. I've not looked at it. It reminds you that, oh, by the way, it gave you more free money. So nevertheless, this trading account I purposely put into simulation mode to take advantage of a very, very powerful report that Mr. Barsano created. I call it the $1 billion report. That's all I'm going to tell you about it right now. Mr. Barsano will go over it. Normally comes up in questions, but I didn't have to do any of the research to figure out what the highest trading, most volatile coins on the Coinbase exchange, Coinbase and or Kraken. There's some differences to which one's listed on each, but I didn't have to do any research. This report tells you, hey, this is what's happened over the last year, and this is what happens if you let Mr. Barsano aggregate the data, do all the research for you. So I picked 5 of the top performing coins. I didn't know anything about them. Now I do, and you'll see that in the $1 billion report. But I chose them just to see the power of what he created. So look, I'm going to give you an overview. But look at this performance. Bonk up 25% today. Let me give you a little bit of a highlight. I won't tell you all the details because Mr. Barsano's got some surprises. But over on the left, I'm going to tell you that 112 days ago, I started this account with $100,000. I've not added money to it. I've not subtracted to it. I didn't change any of the default settings. All I did was use Mr. Barsano's additional brilliance, picking four of the coins, which were the top performers, and you'll get those details. So you can see the account value. This has all happened. It's all happened very quickly, right? Account value. Today's profits. It's taken $634.20. By the way, that's if I didn't get out of bed, it still would have made that much money. In the last 30 days, almost $7,000. Total profits in 112 days, $31,461.56. By the way, I already did the smart math. That's an average of $280.91 a day that I didn't have to pay attention to.
Wow.
This total profit saved. We'll talk about how to manage your profits. You can save it all, save some, save not. I can tell you that the system has fail safes. It's been refined over 25 years. It's got almost 3 million lines of code. You cannot outthink it. You can't outthink it. Keep in mind, this is just to show you, this is not a setup. This is not manipulated data. This just is. I won't tell you anything more about the report because it'll spoil Mr. Barsano's genius, but we'll go through each one of these. You get the idea. This is a snapshot, and it can do the same for you. Doesn't matter how much you start with. This
Can I make a point, Edward, while you
yes.
have your screen up when you're done, if I could talk a little bit about your screen?
Sure. Last thing I was going to say is it doesn't matter what you start with. I simulated with $100,000. It could be 1,000. It could be 5,000. It could be whatever the number is. But this is showing you the mechanics of the 100%. As Mr. Attila said, set it and forget it. Don't have to worry about it. 10 minutes to set it up. Fund your account. Totally secure. All of that stuff we'll go over. If you walk away after today and you go, it's too good to be true, then I don't think we can give you any more information to convince you, other than I suggested look in the chat, and I've not even looked at the comments, but look at what some of the people that own the trader, and some of them for a very short period of time, think about this. I mean, I get excited about it, but I'll hold my tongue. I'll turn it back over to Mr. Hevesy after Mr. Barsano comments on my screen.
All right, thank you, Edward. Yeah, I mean, there's, I could say a thousand things about this. It's amazing. But open positions P&L here. Oh, can you see my mouse or
I
no?
can't see your mouse because it's my screen.
Oh, I see. All right, the open positions P&L.
Yeah, right here.
Those numbers can only go up and down as the price of the coin goes up and down. Okay? As opposed to the closed positions P&L, next column over, that number just keeps going higher and higher for the rest of your life. And, we have the market trap. They can't wiggle without giving you money. Then I just wanted to bounce down to the bottom in the filled orders, the reasons. Do you notice the filled, go back.
Good.
Yes, the bottom one there, added to advancing position, bonk. So it's adding while the coin, and even further down, and again down below that, under those profit goals reached, there's another one, added to advancers. While the coin's going higher, we keep adding more, and then he's selling it as it's going higher. So it's going higher, it starts to try to pull back, he sells, it tries to go higher again, he says, no way, I'm buying more, and it's constantly going in and out of the coin, buying and selling, while it's going higher. And I made up this thing yesterday, some of you I was talking to a few people on the, it was Cord and Deidre, his wife, and we were talking, and I said, the difference between, if somebody puts up a toll booth, you wait for the cars to come to it. That's not how GoBabyTrade works. We chase the cars down the highway with the toll booth. And we keep putting
Amazing.
the toll booth in front of the car and making them have to pay us. So I'm sorry, no more free ride for the big boys, baby. We have attached ourselves almost criminally to these coins, and there's nothing they can do but just keep paying us. Every time they try, they can't move 3% down without giving us money. They can't go up 3% without giving us money. And if they try to wiggle a little and try to go higher and try to play games with us, we say, no way, I'll follow that money wherever it goes and keep putting that toll booth in front of it and making them pay us. And that's what some of you are. I actually had in my notes because a lot of people are asking, what does that add to Advancer? We used to just say down on the bottom, I thought I would kill two birds with one stone here, and talk about this feature, this add to advancing positions that I added on the select currency screen where you can turn it off and turn it on if you want. It used to say all add to position rules passed in the reasons, but now I say we added to decliners, or we added to advancers, or we added to a gap. So what that does is this is how you chase the money. And this evolved over 25 years. They just get smarter and smarter when you watch how things are behaving and watch how the auto traders take money. I can enhance things for everybody. And
Which you do on a daily basis, which to prove your
yeah,
point, this bottom position that you see 62 bon bonk, 62,834,153, you added while it was going up today, less than 2 hours ago,
I let it add more.
and
Yes.
it just sold it.
And the software does that automatically. This software it's people say, well, what if the market changes? What do I have to do to the trader? You don't have to do anything. It's built in. The software is aggressive and it's conservative at the same time. If the market's crashing, the software is very careful about adding more positions at the right times and the right amounts. So it's real conservative in a down market, but it gets real aggressive in an up market because it can add. Not only does it add to losers or declining positions, but it can add to the winners while they're going higher, and it can fill gaps. Like if you bought something here, let me get my smart water prop. If I bought something here and the price gapped down like that, and then you bought again down here, you got this no man's land up here. Where really technically in any other amateur programmer out there that creates, and I call that all the auto traders out there amateur programmers, they would leave that gap. They don't know what to do with the gap because when the price goes in there, it could be wiggling. You're not making any money because it's no man's land. You have a gap. The auto trader fills the gap. And when that price goes up into that gap, the auto trader fills it. But it's smart enough not to be adding at the same prices. If I already own a position or one lot at that price or within 3% of that price, the auto trader says, well, I don't need to add any more right there. Save my money for when I need it. So it can add if I didn't already own it at that price or within that range, little aura around the price. A lot of technical stuff there, I try to help other programmers when they listen to me talk. Other people try to emulate the stuff GoBabyTrade does. They've been trying to emulate my software for many years, and I literally watch other companies come into being, and I look at them, and then sometimes they'll say stuff that I say, and then other people will point out, hey, look what this company said, man. They just stole your line or one of your quotes that you said. And then I look at them, and then a few months later, they're out of business because they just lost all the money for their clients because they don't there's no way they could be programming unless they've been programming at 25 years like I have. They're just hitting the surface of the stuff I say. They don't know how to program what I'm saying. They don't really understand the complexity of the software. It looks so easy. Look at that screen, how simple it is. Nothing moving, everything's nice. But if you saw the actual auto trader running on our servers, it's running like the ever ready bunny rabbit, man. Those numbers, if it doesn't have a graphical interface, because that's overhead you don't need. It slows everything down. But if it did, all these numbers on your screen would be flying all over the place. So you wouldn't even be able to look at some of the numbers because they would be changing every second or multiple times per second. Anyways, I just wanted to share with the new feature add to advancers. People ask, what is that? And it's a critical function. It's a beautiful function.
Awesome, Ed. Well, thank you for explaining that. That's awesome. The other question that we get a lot, is about the AI. Like we've heard over the last 1 or 2 years about all these, I mentioned before, these quote unquote bots, AI crypto trading bots. What do you see as the biggest like differentiation or the biggest difference
Well, there's a lot.
between your money management system with AI versus these quote unquote AI bots in the marketplace?
Okay. The software uses money management, and I call it, or Edward actually called it, risk management. It's all about protection. It's all about how can I be in the game? First, you got to learn how to be in the game and not lose all your money. So that's a very critical function. If you don't know how to invest or whatever without losing all your money, then then you just can't, then you'll never make money. You'll never really be able to do it. Because most people are just counting on, they're counting on luck. Hey, I bought, they'll say stuff like, I bought Bitcoin at 77,000 and it ran to 108. Woo, aren't I smart? You got lucky. All right, that's good. So you had one, you got lucky. I mean, it could have just as well as gone down, you know? You just got lucky. That's not a strategy. Um, but you have to learn how to first do money management and risk management before you can run. And so unless you have an auto trader that really knows how to deal with AI, that's going to act, because AI is going to tell you, I think that coin is going to go higher. Okay. Did any of you just now, did anything pop out at you with that sentence, what I just said? I think it's going to go higher. That's what AI does. It says, I think it's going to go higher. I'm not 100% sure. Nobody could be 100% sure. So you can't count on it. You can't count on AI. If you don't have an infrastructure that knows how to deal with money management and risk management and proper ways to when to buy, when to sell and all that, AI is just, it doesn't mean yeah, it's nice, you know, it's nice if if it says, hey, the coin's going to go higher. All right. You know, and then all right, even if it did, so what? You're going to jump in? Well, now what? Now you own the coin. What are you going to do with it? See, what you're going to do with it is a critical thing. Because you can just buy it. It doesn't mean anything. You bought it. So what? Anybody can go out and buy a coin. But what are you going to do with it? And how does it fit into your overall scheme of your money and everything? You know, do you just go out and you just say, hey, I happen to have $100 in my wallet, so just buy it, you know, or in my account? Or do you do any kind of money management, money allocations, and what happens if this thing drops? Because just because you bought it, tomorrow could be a big down day. The market might drop 30%. There, now you're stuck with it at 30% down. Now you're just a buy and holder. You're just sitting up there with this position forever. And especially with the Bitcoin holders, you know, I mean, a lot of people are sitting on Bitcoin and they're watching it go up and down and up and down, and they're not living off of it. They're not making any money. I don't care that it went higher. I don't care if it goes to 500,000. You know, are you living with it, or what good is it? I mean, it's nice you're going to leave it to your grandkids, because the minute you die, it's gone, baby. That's going to get sold in 2 seconds. You know, seriously. I mean, unless you educate them on this stuff. And I know my grandfather, when he passed away, he had a lot of silver and gold coins. I know those were $20 gold coins were spent like $20 bills, because he didn't educate anybody on how much the value of that $20 gold coin. Could you imagine walking into a grocery store and buying a loaf of bread or a pack of cigarettes with a $20 gold coin and just saying, give me change for my 20? That's reality, though. That happens. So, AI is, there's so much to AI. Even if even the AI has to be intelligent enough to don't, otherwise, what's the use of using it if it's not even going to give you any value? So not only do you have to have the auto trader that knows how to deal with the answer it's going to give you, but then you still have to know that it's giving you an answer that's reasonable. You know, like my AI's been running 25 years. It's getting smarter literally every day. It's a, let me rephrase that for you programmers out there that might call me out on that statement, all right? Because I know what you're thinking. I know what programmers are thinking, by the way. If you're doing AI and you know how to really program AI, then you know what I just said was not even right. Because it can't get smarter by the minute. But the data that it's going to train on is coming in by the minute. And when that AI runs to train it, and it looks at all that data that was coming in all month, terabytes of data every month, and then trains on that data, then it gets smarter, and it gets really smart. It gets, just so much more smarter every month over the years. So these people with AIs out there, are they feeding their data? I mean, every minute, every auto trader writes to files that the AI is going to learn on, that it's going to train on and get smarter. Okay? Yes, Bill Gates is smart. Somebody commented on that. Thanks, Anthony. He's a genius.
Anthony was saying you're Bill Gates smart, and my
Oh,
intention is you're smarter.
well, I'm not a marketer. Bill was all about marketing and all that. He
But
let
you're
us
real.
programmers do the genius work.
You're real. Remember.
But if they don't have 25 years of data, then their AI hasn't seen all the problems. And believe me, there are a lot of problems. There's millions of permutations of indicators of what AI is. I'll just give you a quick rundown. It's take a snapshot of the environment. Take a snapshot of how the Dow, or if it was the stock market, how the Dow is doing, how Bitcoin is doing, what's the overall environment today? What are the 27 indicators, stochastics, MACD, relative strength index, all those 27, right out of the technical analysis from A to Z book. If you don't have that book, get the book. Get it off eBay. Technical analysis from A to Z. Okay, you'll learn a lot about each indicator. It's kind of like a spice. If you were a chef, a cook, a spice rack. If you know how to use the spice rack, you can make anything taste like a taco, all right? You can make bland taste great. If you eat tofu, I eat a lot of tofu, you can use different spices and get different flavors. It's amazing. And if you don't know how to use a spice rack, like my brother, my oldest brother, he doesn't know how to do any of that. He puts food together, it's bland. And he doesn't know how to make it really great like my wife does. I'm blessed. Thank you, Jeannie. So I eat really well. But if you don't, so that you have to know how all the indicators work for one, and then because you have to feed the data to the AI. The AI doesn't know that if an indicator is up here, that it's bullish, and if it's down here, it's bearish, or vice versa. Then you have to tell the AI that. You have to say this indicator is bullish right now, or this indicator is bearish right now. You're telling the AI that. It's learning based on the information you're giving it, and so that it takes all these millions of snapshots, and then it can say it's looking for patterns in all the indicators, and so that it can tell you, I've seen that pattern before. I'm 98% sure, 98% of the time, when that pattern happens, this coin's going to go higher in the next few minutes. That's all AI can do. That's all it can tell you. It can say in the next 20 minutes, this coin's going to go higher, or it's going to go lower. Now, if they only created a trader, started using AI just a couple years ago, I tend to think that they don't know anything about AI yet. They have a long way to go to learn, because they're going to learn a lot over 25 years if they do it. I've been doing AI since '89, and believe me, when I first turned it on in '89, I could do rudimentary things with it, but nothing like I can do with AI today. I mean, I know a million times more now than I knew in '89 how to use AI and how to get the most out of it. So, they're really amateurs, and their AI can't know what it doesn't know, because if they haven't been using it in 2017, 18, 19, 20, if they haven't been using it, if they haven't been feeding it the data from then of what's going, if it hasn't been training on data from then they don't know what happened back then. And it's what I always say, they don't know what they don't know. It's like my AI is 25 years old. It's like a 25-year-old competing with a 1-year-old. They don't have a
Huh.
prayer.
Yeah.
There's no comparison really. Do you mind if I address some of these things that comments that you made while you were talking?
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Ed.
I got my Apple 101 here, whatever you call that, iPad 101.
iPad version 1.
All right. I took some notes and I really want to address these things first and then we can we can talk a lot more. Why did I do this? Why did I create this robotic trader in the first place back in 2000? Okay. Number one, those of you who already know me knows I was already retired from Microsoft for 5 years, sitting around bored to death. Okay. So and I was in all the tech stocks, lots of them. And I didn't know anything about the market in the 90s. I just knew that everything was going up. I was watching my account grow like crazy. Okay. So I didn't really need to know anything. And then in 2000, the market crashed. Within 4 months, 60% of my wealth vaporized. It's just numbers on paper as far as I'm concerned, anyways. It really didn't change my life. As far as my living style, it didn't change anything. It didn't affect me. Um, you know, Lifestyle wise, but it affected me mentally. I said, you just robbed me. Nobody likes to be robbed, even a dollar. You don't want to be robbed. If somebody gives you the wrong change in a store, you kind of correct them, right? It's okay. And I got robbed in the 2000 crash, as we all did, and I recognized the thievery. And so I said I'm gonna automate the market and then I said, we're gonna automate the market. We are gonna conquer the market. We the people. Because, there's an institution out there, AAII.com, American Association of Individual Investors. Okay. So they started calling me, once I released the first auto trader and they started saying, they need speakers all over the country every month. They got it. And you can go to AAII.com now and you can see you have chapters in cities all over the world, all over the country. And so I was the only one talking auto trader. So I was literally every week in front of another audience in a different city talking to people. And I was learning a lot. And people were feeding me, just like you guys do. I get emails every single day from many of you. Um, and I mean, I could sit here and rattle off names all day long from our clients. And even though I have thousands of them, you know, a lot of you guys, you're like friends. We really talk together. We have a lot of fun, and they share stuff. Hey, why don't you add this or how about this? And can we, I suggest this. I listen to everything. I listen to all the suggestions, and over the years, I wanted to give everyone what they wanted to be successful. What do you need to be successful in this market? And so it's not just me learning by myself, sitting in a vacuum, like many of you are sitting at home by yourself and you're trying to understand the market and you're trying to learn how to do things. I've got thousands of people feeding me information. This is like daily education, literally daily education for the last 25 years that I've received daily of what works, what doesn't work, and I'm fine-tuning the software. For 25 years, I kept improving it, improving it, improving it, and literally cornering that market. That's why I got rid of the downloadable software, because it was just too much for people all over the world to install software and to deal with Microsoft and their Windows updates and all that kind of stuff that affect things on their computer. Plus, their internet is slow in some places. Some people are on a dial-up modem still. In this day and age, people are still on dial-up. You believe that? It's the truth. And, some of these people are just out in obscure places and they're literally on dial-up counting on their phone line. And so that's why I went web-based, where the auto traders run on my server so they can always be running the same. When it was downloadable software, everybody's traders were getting, some were better than others, even though they were running the same strategy just because of the infrastructure they had that it was running on. Somebody had a real fast computer, somebody had a real slow computer, and it affected it. And now everyone's equal. All my traders are running on in the intranet, right on our servers. All the data that is all the programs. When you talk about 3 million lines of programs, it's not one program with 3 million lines. Did you guys hear that ding? It was such music to my ears too. um, so anyways, so you got all these programs feeding your auto trader. So your auto trader's got one job: chase money. Don't let it, so I mean it's evil. And it's optimized to chase that money. Don't let that money get away. Don't no more free ride for the big boys. You want to move those prices, you're paying us. You can't even they can't even move it 3% without giving us money. So so that's why I did it, and that's why I created the trader, is to conquer the market. I said, we're going to conquer the market. We, the people now, this is our movement. You know, we're taking over. No more free ride. Not like the stock market where they've been ripping you off forever. You don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on in the market. The stock market, forget it. You know, these prices are so high. We're at the infancy of something here, at the very, very beginning, when the coins are sitting at a penny. I mean, this is insanity. Some of these coins have 4 zeros after the decimal point. It's like, oh my God, you're talking about making 10,000% returns. This is it, baby. You missed this one, you've missed it all. I'm not a salesman. Everybody knows that. But man, you are going to miss the biggest money-making opportunity of your life, of our generation. This is it. You want to live like Donald Trump? You want to be rich? You want to have Mar-a-Lago? Because I know I do. I'm upset. I mean, the acreage I'm sitting on, come on, man. I should be sitting on 50 acres or 80 acres. I should have mansions all over the darn place, you know? And it's not like I'm dreaming, because it's reality. And the wealthy are plowing millions into these coins. I mean, they did that bill didn't the bill just go out, didn't get signed, and then 5 Republicans didn't vote for it yesterday? Didn't something like that happen? And they're going to
Yeah.
re-vote now
Yeah,
to,
there's 3 bills. There's 3 bills that are going to be voted on in the next 24 to 48 hours that are going to change everything. And that's if you've never seen parabolic growth in either the stock market or the crypto markets, this could get us to parabolic growth. I mean, just as we're talking, Ethereum is approaching $3,400 already, just in the short time we've been speaking. So, Ed, you've heard me say, like you're saying now, I've said this many times. None of us can live 10 lifetimes and have the
right.
kind of financial opportunity we have at this moment in time. It's just
And
amazing.
you can't even say it enough, because when I understand when you say stuff like that, goes right over everybody's heads. Not everybody, but a lot of people
Most
discount
people.
it.
Yeah.
When you hear people talking like that, you discount it. But let me tell you, this isn't one to discount. This is it. This is the one. You know, you're never gonna, this is the chance to become wealthy beyond belief. And all the robotic traders, all the people running GoBabyTrade, we've been loading up. You always hear me talk about a well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory, underwater inventory. Man, every time that market makes a little burp, I take a lot of money. The more inventory you have, it's the example I use. If you have a 7-Eleven with 1 bag of potato chips on your shelf and a school bus full of kids pulls in, you're only going to sell 1 bag of chips. The more bags of chips you got on that shelf, the more you're going to sell when the bounces happen. Like today, bonk bounce. It's up, what, 26% I saw a few minutes.
26 and change. Yep.
That's insanity, man. And if you got a lot of inventory, you got a lot of inventory that's going to sell off 26% higher. If you're only sitting on one lot, now see, that's where you new people got to, that's why I'm saying, and I say it week after week after week. Every time we talk, I try to tell people, you got to get in. It's not a matter of waiting until things happen out there, because you got to give the auto trader a chance to load up on the down days. You want to get in. I mean, they wait and wait, and they go, oh, well, now the market looks like it's moving. I'm going to jump in now. Great, you're jumping in now, and you only got one lot. You just bought the coin. You need to get, because if you wait 3 weeks, you had a chance to get in and load up on the down days. It's the down days where the money's going to be. You want a crash. I know you don't want to hear that. People don't like to hear that, but the reality is, the more inventory you have, the more inventory you're loading up on down days that software is holding, that's where the wealth is. I mean, somebody called me a few weeks ago and said the market's been going down so much. And we all saw it. You all saw it when it was going down over the last 2 months. We saw so many down days. People are, I mean, every day people were panicking, saying things like, Ed, should I stop? Should I stop my trader from buying for a while? I'm like, no, buy as much. Let that auto trader load up at the bottom as much as you can. Because man, when this market turns around, you're going to get rich, you know, and now it's been happening now over the last week. Things are going straight up, and all that inventory you bought, you're selling it all off at a beautiful profit. So that's the thing there. So we talked about why did I do this? To conquer the market. Gives me a nice, beautiful project in retirement, right? Since I retired at 39, gives me something to do. Conquer the market, you know? And because I'll never retire. I don't know what retirement really means. I'm doing what I love. And I used to say that at Microsoft, that, am I working? Because I mean, because I'm doing what I love doing, man. I love programming, and it's fun delivering the impossible. And that was one of the things that I always did. I was always new design. I was never in maintenance programming or anything like that. It was always new design. Let's create a new system, something the world never saw. Let's do this. And then the next thing was what I wrote here is no competitors. I never had any competitors. I looked for competitors all since from 2001, all through before 2010 and even beyond. And I'm like, where are the competitors? I'm creating all this software, and I know I'm getting smarter and smarter, and my traders are getting better and better and better and better and better and better. And I'm like, where are the competitors? At some point, somebody's got to compete with me here. Other I'm going to run away with the whole market. Where are you guys at? I never had any competitors. Then TD Ameritrade called out of the blue in 2006 and said, will you connect your auto traders to us? And some of you have already heard me say it. And I asked him, how do you even know me? Because I don't advertise them, just word of mouth. People share it because they love the money they're making, and they share it with their friends and family. And his answer was just so profound. He goes, you're real. That's all he had to say. I mean, that's like the ultimate profound answer you could think of. That's why. Why are you calling me? Because you're real. Thank you. And that's the truth. Everybody else out there, even all those trading systems that are out there, in my opinion, throw them away. They're giving you 500 things you can do, all the drop-down menus and all the pretty screens. It's like, yeah, what are you going to do with that? Seriously. I look at that stuff and I want to gag, man. I'm like, holy Toledo, what am I gonna? Well, I look at it. I'm gonna. What would I do with that? You want me to create my strategy? Goodbye. Goodbye.
And listen, you've heard me say for a month now, I am so confident that I put out there out of my own personal money. If anybody can bring me a system or bring us a system that does what this system does and competes with you in any way, shape, or form, automated trading, I'll give them $1,000 in Bitcoin right now. No one, I've not heard a peep from
I have no
anybody.
competitors.
So,
No, I have no competitors. I have a bunch of people saying they have bots and all that stuff. But let me tell you, none of these bots even popped up when it was the stock market. Why? It's the same thing. Cryptos and stocks are the same thing. You have in the stock market, you open up your Robinhood account or your TD Ameritrade account. You put your money in the account, and then you pick the stocks that you want to trade, and then you connect it to your robotic trader, and you watch it trade, and the trader executes the trades. Okay, that's no different than the crypto market. You put your money in your Coinbase or Kraken account, and you put it in USD or USDC, and you connect the auto trader to it. You pick your symbols, and you watch it trade. It's the same thing. So how come I had no competitors when it was the stock market, and all of a sudden I got all these competitors coming out of the woodwork when it's the crypto market? Because it's a scam. It's a sin, and
they're
and
not
I feel
competitors.
bad. I do sincerely feel bad for the public that falls for that stuff because they're falling for it for years. And you're getting, we're all in the same boat here. There's death is the great equalizer, right? Isn't that what you say? Because we're all going to only be on this planet so long, and it's terrible that people will waste your time for years and then waste all your money. And GoBabyTrade's not like that. We show you right out of the gate. The day you sign up and the minute you connect that thing to your auto trader, within the day, your auto trader's cranking out money, real profits.
Can I interrupt you for a second? Let me
Sure.
comment on something.
I need to take a drink anyway.
Yeah, take a drink. Julian, I see your comment in the chat, and I want to talk to you about that. Julian says it all depends on whether you start using the trader when the market is on the top or it's at the bottom. If you start when the market's at the top, the trader will accumulate inventory all the way down, and then all that money is tied up until the market recovers to the level where you started. With all due respect, you're wrong.
We add to winners, all those wiggles, because we add to winners, advancers, you're still taking profits while it's going down.
Let me make it even more clear. This trader's never seen a bull market. For the last 4 years, Mr. Barsano, and we'll get to that part of the story, released this in just before the crypto winter started. So it was April of 2001 where you released the software, correct? Okay.
Yes.
November of 2021, not 2001.
Right.
In November of 2021, the market started tanking, and the market to today, let me give you 2 examples, is down 90%.
All the way down here.
When you see Mr. Barsano's trader, the light bulb is going to be so bright. Get your sunglasses now, because 2021 till now, and even if you look at what I showed you in 112 days, the market in that period of time was down another 30%. And it's still running at a pace of 103% return on your money in a down market. It doesn't matter. Here's the magic. For Julian, I apologize. I think it's Julian. And for everybody else, it doesn't matter the direction of the market. This trader traps the market. It can't move up or down. Who can? Mr. Barsano's favorite words. Down is good.
Inventory. Auto trader has a lot of inventory.
My bunk position, I had 15 7 days ago. I had 15 lots. I have 1. They all sold at a profit. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to comment. So,
Edward, just to piggyback what you said, what most people don't realize is the market never ever goes up in a straight line. It wiggles up and upwards, and it never goes down in a straight line. That's why when I reconnected with Ed Barsano, I told everybody a few minutes ago that one of the things he told me is there's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. It's wiggle all the way to your, I don't want to say bank, to your exchange or your wallet. Okay?
To your Mar-a-Lago estate.
Right. Go ahead. Hey, Ed.
I know. Well, I look at it, and some of you look at it too. You look at all these rich billionaires and all that stuff, and you say, is he really smarter than I am? I think, obviously Trump's a lot smarter than I am when it comes to politics and all that kind of stuff, all that gameplay, all that stuff that they're doing. It's like, dear Lord, who could keep track of all that? I would not want to be the president, that's for sure. But, but they're not so much smarter than us that they should have billions of dollars and we don't. It's like, what am I? Chopped liver? Isn't that an expression we used to use?
Yep.
I mean, what am I? I mean, are they really smarter than I am? Come on. I mean, you know it. How many of you, and I bet if I saw a show of hands, 99% of you would raise your hand, would say you are smarter than the average guy.
Hey, listen, let me
You feel like it. You feel like you're smart. You know you're smart. You know you're smart in the areas that you're good at and that you've studied at, that you work at. I mean, I can't change a headlight on my car if I tried to, and I got light bulbs going out all over my house. I hate to have to get up on a ladder. I'm gonna kill myself trying to change a light bulb, Hey, I've fallen off ladders before, which is crazy. But I'm just saying, the world, everybody out there is not smarter than you are. There's no reason that they should have mansions and we don't, and seriously. So I did have a few more questions I wanted to address here.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Why don't I guarantee? You mentioned there's no guarantee. We can't do a guarantee because we don't know what the market will do and all that stuff. Hey, I have a guarantee. I know this auto trader is going to keep taking money till I die. I have 100% confidence in that. 100%. I do guarantee that. Now, now the thing is, it's individuals would throw that in my face and they'd say, my account went down last month or last week, so you're not giving me what you promised. I can't guarantee you in a month what's going to happen in the market. The last 2 months, the market dropped 50%. These coin prices dropped 50%. Sure, in a short term, yeah, you can say I lied. You didn't make your profits. But that's not true. I didn't lie because nowhere on that bucket in the well where it says where I'm talking about it goes down and it buys and up it sells and it does that repeatedly for the rest of your life. There's no time frame in there. It goes up and it goes down and when it's going down and you're building that inventory, it's that's really just prepping you for greatness down the road. But until it happens, you're kind of sitting on it saying, I'm losing money, and so therefore it's not doing what you said. No, this isn't a gambling system. There's no gambling in the system. I even read an article just yesterday, somebody wrote on it was on LinkedIn, and he made a comment, not about me at all, but he made a comment. He said, the smartest strategists out there, people do stuff and their coins go up or their stocks go up and they think they're smart. But even the smartest analysts will tell you most of the success is based on the market movement, the market's behavior. And what you always hear me say is, my trader is taking all the money that the market is willing to give me day by day. If the market's going down, then the software is buying. The market is saying, I'm not willing to give you money today. Today's a buy day. Today's the day, if you're running a 7-Eleven, you start stocking the shelves. Now, tomorrow, the market will say, tomorrow I'm going to give you money. It goes up, and the market has an up day. And then all that inventory that you were smart enough to load the shelves on, because if you didn't fill the shelves in your 7-Eleven, you ever have an employee like that? If they didn't fill the shelves and the shelves are empty, right in the morning just before school starts and all the kids are heading to school and they all stop in the store and they couldn't buy anything because maybe the guy that was supposed to open the store didn't even unlock the door. I mean, these are terrible things, but those of you that are in business knows these are reality. This kind of stuff happens. You go into some stores and you see empty shelves. Blows my mind. A good store. I mean, I was in Walmart, not Walmart, Whole Foods just yesterday. It was yesterday or the day before. And it was early. It was like 10 in the morning. And I walked in. No, it wasn't. It was before 10 because I was worried that they weren't going to be open that early. I think it was like 8:30. And I walked in. And what did I see in there? In every aisle, I was watching workers stocking those shelves, filling the shelves. You got to have inventory to sell. It doesn't do you don't want to just jump in thinking you're just going to, oh, I'm going to buy it now. It's going to go straight up. It's not going to do that. So that's why I don't give guarantees. Guarantee in the long run, I guarantee in the long run, you're going to clean up like nobody's business. You're going to make millions. But, that's going to depend on how much you put in, too. If you put $500 in, you're not going to make millions. That's reality. But the more you put in, the more it's going to make. 100% of $500 in a year, 100%, which Warren Buffett would love to get 100% return, I guarantee you, which these auto traders crank out. If you have $500, it'll give you 100% return. But if you got $1 million, it'll also give you 100% of that million. If you have 10 million, it'll give you 100% of 10 million. So it's a numbers game, and everybody's going crazy trying to figure out where do I get more money to throw into this trader. And I know most of you have already seen the trader, so you don't mind all this talking, but some people haven't seen the trader yet, so we better hurry up and move on.
So Mr. Barsano, let me ask you this. How much more do you think people are going to pay attention to us and you when you win the Nobel Prize in finance?
I won't get the Nobel Prize. Can you
Don't
see
be
me up there
surprised.
getting a Nobel Prize and joking?
Yeah, absolutely, positively, because you changed literally the face of what everybody's been taught,
Well, it
which is
changes
wrong,
everything.
and
This
which is wrong. There isn't
This
anybody out there.
trader, literally, if the public would open their eyes they would realize the crypto market is free money. It's just free money.
So
People don't want to
Anthony,
believe. Every one
Anthony,
of you who are in denial right now, if you're in denial, I think all of you guys probably already own the software, so you already know it's real. But there are some people on here maybe that are going, no way, could that be real? Everyone said it. Crypto Casey said it. She said she talked to you guys before she even bought an auto trader. She saw something on the internet or something, and she
well,
said I met her out here at the Bellagio. She came to visit. She came here and she texted me. I never even met her before that. She texted me and said, Ed, I'm at the Bellagio. You wanna come and meet? And I'm like, all right, I love to meet Crypto Casey face to face. I mean, she's a genius. So yeah, I did that. And
yes,
she said the minute
anybody.
I saw the software, before I saw it, I said all she said is I said scam,
Oh
scam.
yeah, yes. If any of you missed last week's where she was live with us, which we never know when she's going to show up, but we love it because she's like real. We know her personally.
Yeah.
She's become a very good friend. And literally, when Attila and I met with her, whenever we met with her, she literally
Early last
she
year.
called us out on last week. She said these guys started talking. I said scam, 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 scam. But I
And
was
that's
so furious. She went out and bought the license for full price, traded months and months and months, and then called us and said, I think you have something here. And then she went and put out on a video. She just released a short 2 days ago that said this trader is the holy grail of crypto trading. Period. When you have an influencer that called us a scam, did her research, figured it out, is using it. She also said in another short she did almost side by side that when she employed this, she's made more money using this strategy than any other strategy that she used in the crypto market. If that doesn't resonate with you, I can't I can't
And it's
help.
just sitting there, and the auto trader's doing it all. The last thing I wanted to say is somebody said, "What happens if I'm in a?" I know we're not in the Q&A yet, but
Yep.
I happen to see a message go by. It said, "What happens if something happens to Ed down the road, or what if he changes the algorithm and all?" There's no way anybody's going to change the algorithms. All right, we never change. We enhance. We enhance. We'll give you more features and build more things into the software to make it make more money, not make it lose money, not make it, you're not going to lose what you have. Once you get this and understand it, you're going to crank out money for the rest of your life. I've had people telling me they're selling their rental properties that they have, and some of you that I'm talking about, you're probably on here listening, and thank you for sharing that with me. They're selling their rental properties, they're getting out of that business. I know an anesthesiologist, he sold his whole practice and retired. He said, I'm done with it. He sold the whole building and everything. I think it was in New York or New Jersey, I'm not sure. But he moved to Florida and he said, this trader saved his retirement. And some people are actually on Social Security. I was talking to someone a few days ago. He said he's on Social Security, and he took, and because of his savings, he doesn't, because Social Security is not enough to live on, right? And he was burning through his savings, and his savings account's getting lower and lower. Now he's got an auto trader that cranks out money every month, so and it cranks out more money than he spends. So he's able to live off this auto trader. And that's the beauty of it. It's not like just buying something and then just sitting on it and watching it go up in value and hoping it goes higher and higher, but you're not living on it. This thing provides money that you can literally live on. I live on mine. I have a Coinbase Visa card. I use it every day of my life. And literally, my account makes more money than I could even spend with that card. Everywhere I go, I use it to pay anything. If I go to the store, I stick it in there. I say the card that keeps on giving. I just stick it in or scan it or tap it, and pay with it. It's beautiful. Free money. I call it free money. And once you get it, now I know some of the things people would say was, if this was real, there'd literally be no stock market. You're right. You're 100% right. Maybe there wouldn't be, but it's not hurting anybody. If you're buying, say you want to, let's just use real world examples. If you want to go, you need bread. You're looking for a loaf of bread. You go to the store to buy the bread. Why are you buying the bread? Because you want the bread. How are you going to buy, are you going to benefit from buying this bread? Yes, I'm buying the bread because I want it. Okay, now the person you're selling it, that's selling it to you, the store, they're selling you the bread. Are they winning? Yes, because they bought it at a lower price and they're selling it to you at a higher price. That's how all commerce works, by the way, for thousands of years. You buy something at one price, you sell it at a higher price. So you're benefiting and they're benefiting. It's the same way in the crypto market or the stock market. When you're buying a coin, when your auto trader says it's time for you to buy, because your auto trader is doing money management and it says, I got a gap right here. I'm going to add to this gap. So the auto trader is tightening the window around that coin, that price. Don't let it to make it so that it can't wiggle. If you leave the gap alone, by the way, and you only add to losers, think about that. Can everybody see my fingers?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't have a nice whiteboard. I actually do, but I don't like to use it. It's one of those where you can use the
Yeah,
pen and
digital
write on
whiteboard.
and
Which
write on the TV. I hate
Right. I'm
using it.
totally surprised since you use the brand new version of the Apple iPad. Why you would never use anything
I
but
mean,
paper?
this is my iPad 101 here. But you see, if you leave that, if you only add to losers, then and the price is going higher, you're letting that price move around without you benefiting. We got to put a stop to that. I got to stop that. I'm not letting anybody get a free ride. You don't get to push those prices up and I don't benefit. So I don't allow that gap to stay there. If the price is going higher, we'll fill that gap to stay close to the price. That's why I try to tell people, don't stop your auto trader from trading. I mean, if you really want to stop it, tell the auto trader only buy one lot a day or two lots max. That's the default. Because if you tell it not to buy any, if you stop the trader from trading, then the price, you end up with big gaps up there and the price is going up and down and you're not making any money because you own it all the way up there and the price is now down here. You need to stay with the price. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And that way you don't let that price run away because every time it goes up 3% from where you bought it, you're taking money. And the goal is take money every day of your life. And if I could take money, multiple times in a day, that's all the better. And you see on nice up days where you're getting multiple trades on the same coin, you see it buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. It's going lower. It's still buying and selling, buying and selling. It's going higher. It's still buying and selling, buying and selling. We don't care which direction it goes. We've got the market trapped, and everybody knows what I say about that. We got it by the you know what's.
The
And there's
coin,
Yep.
nothing they can
what do we
do.
call it? The coyones, right?
Yeah,
Let me make a crazy statement. So, how many in our audience, and you can type in yes if you want, but it's more rhetorical. If you had a chance to turn back the clock and buy Bitcoin at $6, would you?
I'd buy 10,000 shares. I'd mortgage my
Okay.
house. I'd mortgage my firstborn daughter. Well,
Right.
maybe if I can get her back, though,
Right. Cindy says, of course. But let me tell you why I asked the question.
Because we're there right now, right?
You are there right. We are there right now times 100.
That's what I was going to say. We are there. We are where Bitcoin was 10 years ago, times 100, times 1,000. We are buying Gillette in the 40s for 2 cents a share. We are sitting on I almost swore. We are sitting on a gold mine. We are sitting on a gold mine and we got the market right where we want it. I mean, I've been looking, and I've been doing this 25 years. I've been wanting to trap this market for a long time. And then I found the crypto market in 21. I finally automated it, because I was very busy with just the stock market. And once I went web-based, and I got rid of I didn't have to have 40 support people and I didn't have to worry about is the software gonna run on every computer out there? And I got rid of all that, and so then I automated the crypto market. As soon as I turned that on, I'll never forget it. I said, "Oh my God, I'm done with stocks." I made that declaration right there. I could see right away. I'm like, "Holy Toledo, these coins move 20 times more than stocks, up and down." And the auto trader, man, that's gold to an auto trader. I mean, the stock market never really moved enough. You couldn't get it to move enough. And everyone using GoBaby or using my trading software through the years. I mean, look, we were trading Microsoft at $30 a share. It's at 475 now, something like that. And they all got rich, all right, using the auto trader. And now forget about buying it at $30 and selling it at 400 or selling on the wiggles as it was going higher. We're talking coins that should be $20 a share going for a fraction of a penny. Or Alchemy Pay is a good example, a multi-billion-dollar company going for 2 cents a share when it really should be $20 a share. This is insanity, man. You want to talk about getting rich. This is it. You missed
Hey,
one, you missed it all.
Yep.
Hey, Ed, we got to move along. Would you mind sharing your trader so folks can see
Sure.
what actually has happened to you over the last 4 years, 3.5, 4 years?
Yeah,
Oh,
in a down market.
Just a quick, real fast for people who don't have, maybe might be new to the webinar, because they're not, I mean, some people are
sure.
new.
Go
This is
ahead.
how the auto trader works. It buys and it sells. Not exactly rocket science, right? It's almost insulting that I would even have to be telling you this, that I would tell you this. And you feel like, I know some of you are feeling like, what does he think? We are babies. We know when it goes down, you buy, and when it goes up, you sell. Most people don't do that though. They're all in at the top, and hoping that it's going to go higher. And then they don't have any money to do this when it goes down. When a coin drops 50%, most people are in panic mode out there. And we relish it because the auto trader was buying these individual lots on the way down. And say it goes lower. You saw it go lower. It went down and it bought and it bought. It doesn't have to, unlike water, the bucket doesn't have to go to the bottom and get the water and go all the way back up and dump it out. All it's got to do is wiggle. 3% down, 3% up. Give me free money. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Oh, look, it went down again. Buy, went up again. Thanks for more free money. Thank you. Oh, now it went even further down. So I'm holding that loser and I'm holding that loser. But it's only 2 of them. Don't worry. I mean, you could do 25 of those. You could do 50 of them. It doesn't matter. Because down here is where the money is. The name of the game is keep giving me money. Keep giving me money. Don't worry about where the prices go. It's irrelevant. I mean, and then if it jumps, every time you get a big move in the market, all that inventory you were sitting on, it's all profit. It's all gone. Look at Alchemy Pay here real fast. I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap. I'm going to try to talk a little faster here for you. I just want to show you the realities. I try to give good examples. I mean, look at all this time Alchemy Pay was down, 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 down. And then July 9th, July 10th, right here, it pops. And all that inventory, first off, you were making money on these moves here, all this up and down. I mean, while it was going down, 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 people panicking. And then you're buying all the way to the bottom, and then everything you bought, everything up to here, you sold off. Anything down there in that trench, you just sold it all off. And then you're buying and selling, and again, you see any of these peaks, look at the peaks. And you can look to the left and say anything I owned below that, below that is gone so profitably. You get a jump like this, boom, anything you bought during that whole period is gone. And then then the market drops like this and it goes down and you panic again and you're buying at the bottom and then boom, it just goes up the next day and then you sell it all off. If you look at a sharp drop like that, you think, oh, this is bad. But then look, you just made it all back. That entire drop meant nothing. And the difference is you took a bunch of profit. So you didn't, a buy and holder, they'll buy up here. And then when it goes down, they don't do anything. And then it goes over here and it goes back up. They didn't make any money. You doubled your money on that position. It's like, it's free money. I don't know what to say. It's free money for life. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, I laugh. I mean, people say I'm irreverent. Irreverent? Didn't somebody call me that once? Because it's like,
Yes, it did.
you don't respect the markets. It's like, no, I don't. I absolutely don't. It's criminal. What they're doing to the millions and millions of people out there is a crime. People are dying of old age. They've never been able to do it. They've never been able to make money in the market, and they've tried. Millions of people tried and keep losing all through the years. And they're just being robbed. And you see these guys on TV with their ties on and their sport and, and their suits, and they all look. I mean, I'm embarrassed to be wearing this suit here. I don't need a suit. I mean, it's a game. It's a sham. People trying to make themselves look smarter than they are. I mean,
Yeah.
these punks are sitting back, living off the public, they're just ripping people off, and they tell you to put your money into a mutual fund and let it sit while they invest your money and they live off your money. How about you take command? These auto traders are putting control back into your hands. That's what it's all about. You take control now. Now this is our time. And especially the crypto market made it even better because now we are at the infancy, the beginning of an unbelievable revolution. And those of you that have been hanging around for the last 3 years, while the market's been dropping 90%, and let me tell you, people don't cancel their account. They're watching this thing drop too. And but we all get it. And we're fine with it. It's like, hey, you want to go down there? I'm the opposite of Hillary Clinton. She says they go low, we'll go high. I say no. They go low, we go low. They go high, we go high. My toll booth chases the cars down the highway and gets in front of them and stays in
Mr.
front of them.
Barsano, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Don't sugarcoat it. How do you really feel?
I know. No, I'm a happy guy. I am in paradise and I am at peace with the world. You know why I'm at peace with the world? Because I've conquered the world. No more do I have to worry about, oh, what do they know that I don't know? No, I know that the markets are free money. And I'm not walking around delusional like millions of people, and I feel bad for everybody. I don't mean to sound insulting to anyone. They're just afraid, and I get it, because you're raising your family, and you don't want it. You're afraid. Is it real? Is it a scam? And then all I can say is, go to YouTube and just search for GoBabyTrade and watch the videos.
Look at the comments in
Watch
that.
what other people say.
Look at the comments in that. As I started at the very beginning, we're not paying people to comment. If you've got something shitty to say about it, then say it.
Say it.
But it doesn't happen.
We are an open book here. I'm honest. Everyone knows I'm honest. I've heard every negative thing you could think of, and it's all brainwash kind of talk. If that was real, there'd be no stock market. If it was that easy, everybody would already have it. And I'm like, wow. Nobody else ever sat down for 25 years and did what I did and lived and breathed it. And I got lucky, because I was able to be retired already and I could dedicate all my time to it and I could really learn. And then I had so much help, like doing those presentations all over the country and talking to thousands of people. Literally every week I'd walk into an audience. There could be 30 people, there could be 300 people. I didn't know what I was going to walk into. And people would be arguing with you about this concepts and everything. Oh, you're going to ride. You don't use a stop loss. That's like riding. What did they say? What was it? That's like catching a falling knife. Well, if you're all in and a coin's dropping, maybe you need to just sell it at a loss because you have no strategy. But us, we only put your toe in the water at the top, and that's one of the biggest criticisms we get from day one. And many of you will vouch for that. Will vouch on that. When you get your auto trader, you're going to ask the question: how come my auto trader is only putting a little bit of my money in? I want it to use more. That's a common question. How can I make my auto trader use more money? Well, the auto trader by default, when you first get it, when you first sign up, when you first start buying a coin, it creates a 75% trading window going down. It says no matter where that coin goes in the middle of that 75% drop, I'm going to trade. And as long as you can keep trading, see the up and down, no matter where it goes, you don't even care. I mean, you literally don't care where it goes. And the further it goes down, the better off you are, because then you're building all this inventory up here. So when a coin jumps big, you sell a lot of inventory off at once. So when you start, it's already covering you for a 75% window down. Okay? So as long as that coin stays within that 75% drop, you're going to trade in perpetuity and just keep taking free money. In my case, let's go to my trader real fast. Oh, wow. Oh, $939. I don't know, folks. Do you think when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to spend that much today? I mean, I can't spend the money. It's just thrown at me every day of my life. It's a joke.
Wow.
It's an insult to humanity. The crypto market and the stock market is an insult to humanity. Buying and holding and sitting on it or having a drawer full of silver dollars, throw it away. Turn inventory. Attila, you nailed it. I learned from everything. I even learned from Attila. I learned a lot from what you say. You said You said cash, they used to say cash is king, but not anymore. Now, what we believe is cash flow is king. That's
Right.
Attila. Put that on your t-shirt. You make that quote on a t-shirt, you got to put Attila Hevesi's name under it. Cash flow is king. And because it's all about turning inventory, cash flow. If you're running a 7-Eleven or a Quick Mart, and you're running a grocery store, it's all about same day sales, same store sales, turning inventory. How much can I make today? They're counting that till at the end of the day. How much did I make? I mean, gas stations, how much gas did we pump? How much did we make today? If you own any of those businesses, that's the stuff you care about. How much did I make today? That's what it's all about. You wouldn't be there, if it wasn't about the making of the money. And that's what the auto trader is. It's a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar. I'm not doing anything
Yep.
magical. And literally, I'm not gambling. There's no gambling in this software at all. I'm not predicting anything. I don't know what any of these coins are going to do day by day, it's just, I know it's just free money. You can't stop the profits from coming. It's just going to keep adding to the profits. Hey, come on. GRT. Wasn't I down like 300,000 on my open inventory just last week?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it made
381.
25,000 more. It recovered 25,000 of what it was down. And you know what's beautiful? You know where that 25,000 went? Bing! Into my closed positions column. So I just took that free money. So you want to go down? Go down. You go low, I go low. You go high, I start selling off inventory. Free money. Look at Shiba Inu today. Or is that today? No, that's yesterday, 7:15. And it took 364 on that one. Dogecoin today at 8:34 this morning, 228, 244 while we were on this webinar. It took another, GRT, another 939. Thanks. I'll take the free money. I mean, I can't spend all that and, that 1100 today. Unless my wife wants to spend it, she can have it. I don't care.
Hey,
I have no regards of where money goes anymore. We can just do what you want. I have no budget, because the auto trader is just going to keep pumping money out. It's there, $9,000 in the last 30 days, 30-day profits. And that's really a slow month. Watch when the market's really moving, because the market hasn't been taking off for the whole month. Watch what happens when this thing starts taking off. There'll be $33,000 months and more, and it just keeps going
hey,
forever. It's
Ed,
free money
Ed,
for life.
You started this account. Many people are always wondering on every week's webinar, how much did you open this account with? I believe
200. I
200,000. Okay, can you go and summarize?
right when the market started, since 12/19, since the market crypto
Yep.
winter started. What do you think I was thinking as soon as I released the auto traders and then the market starts dropping 90%? I'm
Yeah.
like, dear Lord, I just released this auto trader to the public and the market's tanking. And everybody was calling me then, all the new clients that were coming on. And, they're just like, what's going on? What do you think? And I'm like, you know what? Hey, this is an opportunity. If you loved El Pay at 12 cents, you got to love it at 2 cents, because this is gold. And we were buying it all the way down in 3% drops. And then there was gaps, it might drop. It was dropping like 10% in a day. It's like, fine, I'll let the auto trader buy 10% lower. Fine. You want to go there? I'll go there. And then 1 year later, I'm going to say 1 year later, it was like in January of 23, which is a year and 1 month later, people started sending me text messages and leaving me voice messages. Ed, look at my trader. Look at my closed trades. And that's when I looked over here for the first time and saw the closed positions, the amount overtook the negative inventory. I said, oh my God, we're sitting at the bottom of the market and we've already overtaken the negative inventory that we accumulated on the way down. And then it was just off to the races from then. Then I've been watching this number for the last 4 years. And it
So,
just keeps
so,
getting bigger and bigger. This column here never goes down, it only goes up.
so
And
Ed, just
nowhere to
to
go.
Just
So
to put it
don't do
into,
manual trades, please, folks. Don't manually close your positions that are in your trader. Now, if you're closing other positions, symbols that you happen to own in your crypto account that you're not trading with the trader to free up money for the auto trader, I'm all for that. Because the more money it has to work with, the better it is. But don't manually close. I hate it when I see somebody, and when I see someone's trader and I see all those manual trades, manual, 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 and I see all that minus, 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 minus. I'm like, oh man, now you got to recover all that money. You just threw away money. That's what a lock-in loss is, or a stop loss. A coin, you buy it up here, you put a stop loss. I call it lock-in loss because it went down and then you lock in the loss, and you sell it at a loss. I'm like, learn not to do that. There's no manual trades in my trader. You can scroll down all these trades all through the years. It's and you notice the behavior. You have up days and you have down days. And what that means is don't look at it as up days and down days. Let's look at it like a 7-Eleven. Let's say you have up hours and down hours. At night, you load the shelves, and during the day, you sell it all off. You know?
Attila, jump in.
yeah, no, I just wanted to put everything in perspective for people, especially with Julian's question earlier that you addressed, Edward. On the left side, Ed, you opened this account December 2021 with 200,000, and your trader, with the market going down since then, an average of about 80%, took $937,000 of profits.
In profits.
That's mind-boggling. That's mind-boggling. I mean, that's amazing. And you had zero interaction. You had to do nothing, no screen time. It did it all on its own. Set it and
You
forget
see,
it.
that's interesting that you said it was mind-boggling. I pick up on little nuances or little maybe, what do they call that?
Intricacies.
Well, that and body language. Because you said like it's mind-boggling, and I don't know it's mind-boggling. All right, I just know that I didn't take $900,000 at once. I took $228. I took $364. I didn't take money. I didn't take $900,000. I took $242. I
Yep.
took $192. I took pennies. I mean, here I took $20. Here I took $34. Oh, look at this one. I only took $13. Oh, here's even a worse one. I only took $9.93. I can't even go to Jack in a Box with that. I mean, oh, this one here's here. This one even really takes the cake. $1.59. That's evil. I'm just evil. That's got to be the most evil thing you can do to the market is to steal $1.59 from it. That's just evil. No, I love it because it's criminal, is what it is. Because we take it in pennies, but it adds up to dollars. You know, that's the thing. I didn't even look at that $900,000 as it meant anything. Yeah, it's nice that it's going to accumulate there, but the fact is, you're not doing anything. It's not like you're out here gambling, trying to get 100% a week or 100% a day. Everybody feels like they got to throw all their money in. Hurry, hurry. I want to make more money. It's got to go. Why won't this auto trader put more money in? It's like, take it easy, man. The market's going to do what the market wants to do. The auto trader is looking out for your well-being. The auto trader is taking it easy, man. It's mellow. It's not panicking like you are. The auto trader's just laying back saying, oh, look, they just lowered the price there. I think I'll buy some more at that lower price. Oh, look, they just raised it. All right, I'll sell it. Oh, wait, I can't seem to get the $20 I wanted. And but I'm not going to let this coin run away from me because the AI says the market's going down, and the point is going down. But I can grab $1.59. Just grab it, man. Quit worrying about it, And but when people see $1.59 on their screen, they send me email and say, "What kind of junky software is this? I'll never make any money if it only took $1.59." It's not going to keep doing that. That's the market. The market's doing something stupid, and the auto
Ask this
trader said,
question.
"I'm not going to let you get away with that."
Ask this question. Here's another rhetorical question. Now you know the framework. December of 21. Started with $200,000. if you look at the entirety of time, so what is it? That's going to be 4 years this December, correct?
Yeah. I
But
got a
right, right.
lifetime.
So not even 4 years. 3 years and 6 months.
Yes.
7.
You're pushing 5x your money.
Yeah. Never thought about it.
Where does that happen? I always joke about, doesn't the average savings account pay kind of that much, or a CD or something like that?
You see, even that's criminal. You put your money in a bank, and they don't even give you any money. You're just loaning them their money. I want to see somebody give me a credit card and say, "Here's a free credit card. You know, we're going to let you borrow our money, and we don't want to charge you any interest for it."
That's what happens. That's the bet.
It's like, why would you allow that? That's taking advantage of the public.
Yeah, let me give you a 20-second diatribe, and we'll move on. We got to get to Q&A. But as I've said to you before, some of you may have heard, I spent 3+ decades inside the Matrix. The Matrix is programmed to keep you broke so that you make money for somebody else. You're taught everything you've learned in finance, everything they've taught you in finance is wrong. Wrong. You look at the diabolical nature of what Mr. Barsano created. Where have you ever seen this taught in a book? It doesn't
I like
exist.
this added to gap. I love it. I love it.
So go ahead, Attila.
No,
No,
you
I
know
mean,
what I like about our discussions? That we're not just talking about software, everybody. You know, we're not out here peddling software. We're actually peddling a lifestyle, a change of your life. And you know what? Everybody knows this is what I do with retirement. Why would I even do this? People even tell me, why do you do this? You're already rich beyond belief. Why do you do this? I'm having a ball. I'm helping everybody. I'm helping, I mean, what do you want me to do? Go out jogging? I mean, you really, should I go lift some weights? I mean, what do you want to do? Should I go out and eat? They don't make food like I make in my house, like my wife makes. I'd die if I eat out there. So I'm enjoying the heck out of this. Is my funnest day, Wednesdays, when I get to get out here and get on my soapbox, you know what I mean? And help so many people. And I'm really, and if anybody, if I'm helping, does it help? I mean, really, because I don't hear it. Oh, I hear it a lot. And and I do, pat on the back, Ed, you're doing great. I've heard that all my life. And, and it is nice. But I really like to, it's nice when you're helping people and they're telling you straight out that this has changed my life. And that feels good. I was telling Cord and his wife Deidre yesterday, I said, man, when I die, there's going to be thousands of people at my gravesite. And they're going to be saying, now what are we going to do? No, I'm kidding. That's what I said. It was a joke. But I mean, yeah, we're having fun. We're having fun. You guys, we're all friends here. We conquered the market together. And some of you, you send me suggestions and I do them. I mean, a lot of these things came about, because of people's suggestions.
And that's a good
In
point.
the
You're in the
article.
background. You and your team are in the background, hammering away to look for enhancements, and you just add them. I mean, if you were on last week's webinar, you came out with 3 things you didn't announce to anybody until we saw them on the screen. So
Oh yeah,
literally, my point
yeah.
being is
I never gave people the ability to. It used to say instead of add to price declines and add to price advances, it used to just say allow buy and allow sells. So we still have the allow sells, but then I broke up the allow buys, and I said, well, you know what? Some people might not want to add to advancers. Maybe they only want to add when it's going down. It's a little bit of a handicap to the trader if you turn it off, but I'm going to give you the
yeah.
ability to do that. You can uncheck add to price advances and not let that thing add as it's going higher.
I have one word. One word. No.
I know. The default is the way it's
Don't
always
change the
been.
default settings.
Yeah. I
Don't
let you.
touch it.
Hey, Ed, we have had a couple questions this week come in about no, go back to that screen, please, on the settings. We've had several questions come in. Do you mind taking another minute or two and just once again explaining the difference between the way it
Okay.
used to be where it said allow buy and
Okay.
what the difference, what the enhancements you've made here means
Okay.
to people.
What it means is I'll reiterate what I just said, maybe a little slower. It used to say allow buy and allow sell, and you didn't see whether you're adding to advancers or decliners. Let me go back to my history here in the trader. All you used to see is all add to position rules pass. All add to position rules pass. Sometimes you're adding to an advancer, sometimes you're adding to a decliner. You didn't know what it was. Now, if you go to the top, added to declining position. If I go a little further down here, added to gap. Adding to advancers means the price is going higher, right? But the adding to advancer really means the way it's programmed is if you own it up here and you also own one down here, adding to decliners means it went below the bottom one. It's got to go below the bottom one. Adding to advancer means it's got to go above the high one. Okay? But by default, if you're adding to an advancer, I also kicked in allow it to add to the gap, which means it can go above the bottom one. The bottom lot you own, it can still add if there's a gap here between between your positions like that. It can throw another lot in here to close that gap. Stay tight, stay close to the money. So those of you who are developers trying to compete, and I know there's probably a few competitors on here trying, it's like, that's okay, I don't mind sharing this because, you know, if it helps, you know, your trader, good for you. But yeah, you want to stay close to the price. You want to stay close to the money where it's going. You
So
don't
Ed,
want somebody to run away from you.
somebody asked me regarding what you just explained on the gap. Somebody had asked me about, is it still subject to the 3% though? If it's adding to the gap,
Yes,
does it have?
yes, yes, by
Yes.
all means. And
Okay.
if I own it here and I already own one here, and 3% above this, if the price goes up, and when it's going to buy it up here, it looks and it says there can be no inventory that I'm sitting on that can be within 3% of where I'm going to buy another one.
Okay.
So if there's
Gotcha.
only a 2% gap here, it won't, and it wants to add 3% higher, then it's only going to be 1% above this one here. It won't buy it. It's got to be a 3% gap away
Gotcha.
from above or below the other one. So yeah,
Right. So
because I don't want to
people,
use up all your money. It's all about proper money management,
so
and the
people would
software
be
does all that
wise,
math.
people would be wise to just keep all of those checked.
And be careful when you're doing manual trades. Those, you know, sometimes, and I'm not, because people make money doing this stuff, you know, because sometimes you don't want just, you know, a trader that just makes money and you never do anything and you don't know what's going on and all. People you understand the software. And sometimes if a coin drops 10%, you might want to just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, you know, and buy more. I know the software is gonna buy more on that 10% drop. No, it's okay, Edward, it's okay. People do it and make money. They see it go down, but I'm gonna give you a warning when you do that. Because like I know a guy that said, you know, he called his brother, you know, because they both live and breathe, they're auto traders, you know. He's got his auto trader in his house, he's got his in his house. He's actually got 14 family members. So Mark, if you're out there, you know I'm talking about you. He's got 14 family members, they all got auto traders. And you know, and they're calling each other saying, Bonk just dropped 10%, you know, I'm gonna buy more. You know, and they'll go ahead and he'll manually buy 1,000 more shares. You'll just click the add button and say, you know, add $10,000 more worth of that coin, you know, and it's okay. Just don't get crazy and use up all your money at the top because that coin will drop 50% and you could get stuck holding that position. So just be cognizant of that. Don't use up all your money because because one of the things some people do is they use up all their money manually, and then when the prices go down, they call me and say, "How come my auto trader's not buying? Because you used up all the money."
Mr. Barsano,
Yes, it's like you walked into a
I'm,
grocery store without your wallet. You know,
I'm
it's like, what do you want to say?
Mr. Barsano. I'm going to
Yeah.
send you to your room in a minute. The best thing about this trader is nobody has to do anything, right?
You
And
don't have to, but the software
here's
is not going to gamble. The software
right.
is aggressive on the way up because it will buy while the prices are going higher, but it's not going to gamble. It's always using money management. And the more money you use at the top, the less money it has to use down here. And the software is trying to keep the equilibrium so that it doesn't use up all the money at the top.
In
So that
my
when
humble
it does
opinion,
drop, you're still in the game down here trading and making money.
in my humble opinion, you've created something that needs no interaction. We talk about it 100%.
I'm there. I don't do it.
And
You don't see any manual trade.
I don't do it until it doesn't do it. If you know, it's just I'm glad you caveated by saying that people have the opportunity to do what they want to do. My opinion, leave it alone. Let it do what it does because it's going to do what it does and take free money for the rest of your life. And let me add this. You know, and you've heard me talk about it. You and I and Attila talked about it. 80%, 83% of the people out there in the United States know nothing about crypto, don't trade crypto, don't understand it. So those people,
Yeah,
I
they
want to
shouldn't
say
listen
targeting, those people are the ones that need the trader that know nothing, that don't have to know anything. Yes, it's good to be educated. We have a lot of videos. We do a lot of educational, and we're going to be doing more of. But the point is that no longer do you need to be subject to the matrix that is telling you that you need a PhD to serve
Right,
efficiently well.
right,
You don't need it. It's
exactly.
wrong. So I didn't mean to admonish you, sir, but I'm
Because even if
my
you
two
had a
cents in.
PhD, it doesn't matter. They're not going to teach you what you need to know to make money in the market because they're looking at it all different
Yep.
than they're looking at, annuities and all this other crazy
Okay.
stuff.
Yep.
And it's like
Ed,
this isn't any of that stuff. It's not
Ed,
trying to be fancy. It's all about just give me the money, give me the money, give me the money.
if I may, Ed, we're getting to the point we really got to get into the Q&A. I know we're going to have a chance with some of the questions to look at some other screens on the trader that we haven't shown yet, but
Can
we
I
got to
run
get.
and get another smart water for a second, real
Oh,
fast?
sure, sure. We
All right, I'll
got
be
we
right
got.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't want you
So
getting unsmart.
so listen, folks. We welcome. I have to say this because it happens every week. We welcome all questions. The only question really we will not answer, and I'll explain why now, is the question about what kind of ROI can I expect with this trader? And the reason there's no answer for that is because this is the answer. It's market dependent. We don't know what the market's going to do by the minute, by the hour, by the day. So
Yeah, but
there's
you don't
no.
even need to know.
You don't need to know. That's why the money management is built in. We can't, based on what Mr. Barsano said about an hour ago, I can give a guarantee. I can guarantee that the trader will take all the money off the table that the market is willing to give it every day. Right, Ed?
Oh yeah, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
People ask me like, what are you gonna, what are you like? Somebody asked once during the Bitcoin halving
Yeah.
when that was about to happen last year or early. I don't remember when it was. But he said, "So what are you doing in preparation for the coming up Bitcoin halving?" And I said, "All right, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you what my auto trader is going to do. If the prices go higher, it's going to sell and take profits. And if the prices go lower, it's going to buy more."
Right.
Yeah, but what are you doing? I don't gamble. I don't. Anytime somebody say, like, there are seasons, apparently there are seasons. See, this is how uneducated I am on this whole subject. Apparently there are seasons in the crypto market when things are going to go up. That's that's so
Yeah.
funny.
Well,
Because if it happens, it happens, Good, because the auto trader is always preparing you for the big run. So we're
right.
already preparing. That auto trader has been preparing for this big mother of all runs for the last 4 years.
Right.
So we're
Yep.
prepared. When it happens, it happens. How many false starts have we had where the coins jumped up big one day, or for 3, 4, 5 days in a row went up, 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 and then and then it went down, 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 down.
Yep.
That's fine. The auto trader sold off all that inventory on the up, 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 and bought it all back on the down, down, down. But the difference is when it bought it back, when it was going up, it put it all in the profit column where they can't take it back. And then we load it up again on the down market, and that's here, and that's fine. This is you want to talk about a well-seasoned auto trader? I got 17 lots of ACH, 19 lots of Dogecoin, 41 lots of GRT. That, you know what? That's the one I'm going to probably make the most money on. You watch when that coin runs. I am going to get rich. And I've got 29 lots of Shiba Inu. Literally, I've attached myself to these coins. They can't even, it's criminal, actually. It feels criminal because they can't move that coin. They're giving me money every other day.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
joke. It's actually a joke. What do you think? Should we do what do you think? What should we rename the software? The software that makes a joke of the market?
No.
Because the market is an insult to humanity. If you're thinking, everybody's overthinking it. It's like, stop. It's not that. It's not even hard. I mean, it's what
Well,
we've been doing our whole life. You put
you've made
product
it
on
not
a shelf
hard.
and sell it at a higher price. You put product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price.
All right. So with
It's
that,
really
Edward,
the core of it.
Should we take some questions?
yes, please do. Why don't you start off? You take a few, but you've got to read me the question because I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah, no worries. Let me first comment. Sarah was, I guess she was wondering about the price, and I apologize. We normally do administrative stuff, so I'm going to do all that now. So Sarah said, I guess she was asking how much is the software, and she goes, "Oops, I've already answered my own question. 44.95." Well, the good news for anybody that has not seen this before, had not joined us, is that because of you're here, because of Crypto Casey, and because of the generosity of Mr. Barsano, excuse me, he has extended Crypto Casey and her customers, anybody that wants it here, $1,000
They're not her
discount.
customers. They're just her
Right?
followers.
Well, sorry.
I listen
Right.
to her.
Right. And
Yeah.
well, as
Yeah.
well. But
She's
anybody that
knowledgeable.
wants to take advantage of the discount, it's $34.99, not $44.99. I just put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it in again. If you click on it, do your own research. All the things we're talking about before you even decide if this is a good thing for you, is that you can do all of your own research. There's videos. We're going to talk about some other things. Please do your own research. But right now, I mean, here, not in the next 10 seconds, here, we're the only ones that represent, as I talked at the beginning, Crypto Casey, and support her audience. And with the help of Mr. Barsano, she's extending a $1,000 discount on the license. Now, some people go, well, geez, $3,500 is a lot of money. Well, to some, it is a lot of money. But if you look at, and I'll show you at the end, I'll give you some examples of the missed opportunity if you decide not to. And it's not for everybody, no worries. But I also want to put in there and mention, this is another administrative piece I forgot, is that if you have questions, and we have so many questions, thank you for the great questions, but we're not going to get to all of them. So we're going to blow through them. If we've addressed it as people have put their questions in, then we won't address it again. If we leave you hanging and we don't mean to, just run out of time, I'm going to post here 2 emails. Non-technical questions, please direct them to support@rctmarketingsystems.com. Or if you need help, if you get stuck and you go, oh, geez, I don't have a Coinbase account, we're going to ask you to go open a Coinbase account. If you need help connecting after you purchase the license, there's no magic to it. It's very easy, but you can direct that to RCT. If you have more technical questions and non-technical questions, Mr. Barsano and his team are very generous. We get back to everybody. This is a community, and we want to expand that community. Then send it to support@GoBabyTrade.com. So
excellent.
Great.
And just I'm piggybacking off of that statement. There's one other question that I'm going to. This is a preemptive strike. we get often, and I have to answer it now because I want to get it off the table, and that is on taxes. We're often asked, what are the tax consequences? How do we handle that? GoBabyTrade has nothing to do with crypto taxes, okay? That is always a function of your exchange. At the end of the year, Coinbase and Kraken prepare you a statement of your profits and losses. You print that off and you supply it if you wish to your CPA, and that's how that works. So any tax questions are off the table because I've now answered it. And any ROI questions are off the table because we know it's market dependent. There's no guarantees. We don't know what the market's going to do in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so all we know is it's been working for 25 years, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. We're in the most volatile asset class on planet Earth. It's going to keep cha-chinging, and you'll be very happy. Trust me on that one.
Can I quickly answer? Can I quickly walk through this real fast? Because, I mean, people want to see. This is not a complicated system at all. I've reduced 10 screens of things you could do. Like all these new bots that are out there. They got drop-down menus all over the place. They are where I was in 2006. They don't realize that making the people create strategies that make money is almost an impossible task because the people don't have enough information to understand it all. So you don't need it. That's why I automated everything. And so the software only has one simple screen. It says enable AI. AI just tells the auto trader, is the market based on the environment at this instant in time, not tomorrow, not a week from now, not even an hour from now, but right now, is the price of this coin going to go higher or lower? And then the software will decide what to do with that information. Okay, so the AI is in here and it's feeding the auto trader constantly. Max lots open in a single day. There's only a handful of settings here. I'm going to go through them fast. If you set it to 2, then that means don't accumulate. Is telling the auto trader not to accumulate more than 2 lots in a day. If it buys it twice and it added twice and it didn't sell anything off, then it's going to say I'm not going to buy any more today. At midnight Eastern time, Eastern in the U.S., right? New York time. It'll start a new day, and then it could potentially buy 2 more tomorrow. Okay, but if it's going up and down, you could buy and sell 20 times. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. But if it's going down, 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 it's not going to just buy like crazy in a down market. Also, in the crypto market, it's different than the stock market. The stock market moves slowly along the prices. Cryptos jump around. The prices hop around. 1 minute it could be, you saw these coins, they could be, up 3% in 1 minute and, up 4% the next minute. I mean, it jumps around. So what we do is we say, once I buy a position, once it opens a position, wait 60 minutes before you buy it again. Okay? Those delays. Now, when you talk about enhancements, the software also has ways internally to recognize what's going on with the market. If the market's really flying, the software knows to automatically shrink these times internally. The software might say, the market's bad right now. I'm not going to let it buy 2 today. I'm only going to let it buy 1. Okay? There's another ding. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yep.
Another $144. Thanks for the free money. Jack in a box, here I come. The next thing is your default here is $100. When you get your trader, this says take this amount if reached. If the software sees that amount, it won't wait for the AI. It won't see pauses, nothing. It's going to say, give me the money. It saw $100. Give it to me. Just give it to me. I'm not even going to think. The software skips over all the conditions, says, I see it just made $100 because that's what you put. Take this amount if reached. I see $100. Give it to me. Just give it to me. Forget about all of the rules. That's what that is. Now, in my case, I make a lot of money, so I can't be cutting off all my profits at $100. I set it to 10,000 because sometimes we run and I don't want to cut it short. Next rule, very simple, 3% profit goal. You guys may have noticed a few minutes ago, you saw me change that from 5 to 3, right? Did you notice that I did that? Some of you probably saw me do it. It was 5. Now, why was it 5? Because I was talking to other people and I was experimenting. I play with my trader. I experiment when people, when I'm talking to somebody. And I thought it was interesting what he said, and I wanted to see how it worked. But he said he sets his add to positions on 3% drops, but he only lets it take profit on 5% drops. He said, that way I'm always in the money. He said, by the time the coin goes up 5%, when it goes up 3%, it's going to buy more because it's going to add. But it's not going to take the profit from the previous one until it hits 5%. By the time that one goes up 5%, the one you just bought is up 2%. So he said he's always in the positive, stair-stepping up. Interesting concept. However, let me point something out. It's a good example, perfect example. You'd have thought I planned this. I just took that $144. Interesting. Well, let's take a look. What was that? ACH? Let's look at ACH. Let's click on ACH. I'm going to expand the window and see the lots. Oh, look. It took 3.69% profit because I just changed that to 3%, didn't I? If I left it at what that 3 is, it's the 3% profit plus the fees. The broker charged, the exchange charged fees. So the software went after the fees also. So when you set a profit goal, it increases the goal to encompass the fees too. So you don't have a separate bill. I don't let the fees detract from what my profit goal is. I add the fees to the profit goal. But if I left that at 5%, see that trade? I wouldn't have taken the profit. That's the danger of raising the profit goal too high. And so, I mean, I understand what the other guy was saying, and I went ahead and played with it. I went and set mine to 5 just to see what would happen. And now, perfect lesson right there. There's your lesson. Because some people say, well, why not set your profit goal to 10? You're going to miss the 3% moves, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9% moves up and down. You're going to be missing a lot of action. A lot of trades you're going to miss. So if I'm waiting for that 5% move, I could be waiting a little longer. Now I got to hope that ACH is going to go up 5%, from my last purchase. So I'm happy to get the 3. That's 3 is the sweet spot, and that's the default in the trader when you get your trader. It's already set to 3s. And then down here, lot size options. The software calculates the pullback after reaching goal. That's a simple one. When you in the stock market, when a coin is going higher, as long as I don't save, by the way, that 5 won't be there when I have to save it. So don't worry that I left that 5 there, because I already know some people are going to send me an email and say, hey, you left the 5 there by accident. No, I'm not going to save the screen. But in the stock market, when a coin or when a stock goes up, you kind of wait for a little pullback. You see the wiggles in the charts. You want to see if it's going to go higher and higher. People look at candlesticks and do all that kind of stuff for that. Okay, we have AI. The AI will tell me, is the coin going to go higher in the next few minutes? There. I just replaced all the technical indicators. I don't need them. I call the AI and say, does it look like it's going to go higher? The AI says no. Done. Take the profit. I don't have to wait for a pullback, so I don't put an amount in here. Because sometimes, a coin will jump up and then you want to grab that money and take it. If you're waiting for a small pullback, you might not get a small pullback. You might get a big pullback. And there went all your profit. So leave that at 0. I'm actually considering maybe taking the rule out completely anyways. Maybe. I'll look and see how other people are using it and make that decision. Because I'll tell you, I'll remove stuff that's not healthy, that's not good for you, that's gambling. We're not here to gamble. Lot size options. The software you decide how you want your trader to trade. Now, why do I give you this choice? Well, because, it's your trader, I don't want to, there's some things that you can do either way. It's not the end of the world. equal funds is nice because it's just gonna trade in like $100 lot, like say $100 lot sizes or $2,000 lot sizes for every position, every trade that it makes. That's kind of cool. Um, now that means if the market's going lower and you're buying equal funds, you're actually buying more shares in a down market. Okay? Equal funds is good in a bull market. Equal shares is good in a bear market. And here's why. Because equal funds says if I'm investing the same amount of money and the price of the coin is lower, I'm actually buying more shares of that coin. I'm increasing the shares as it's going lower. You're increasing shares in a crashing market. Not good. In a bear, but in a bear market, equal shares says I'm going to buy the same number of shares when the price goes lower, but I'm going to pay less for it. I'm actually investing less money in a down market, reserving your money for the top when it's going up. So you got the two trade-offs there. They're both equally good. The trader just is more conservative if you go equal shares, and it's more bullish in equal funds. So those of you who feel that you feel like we're getting ready to go into a bull market, switch it to equal funds. Or equal shares actually does both, because if the price is going higher and I'm buying equal shares, then I'm paying more for those shares. So I'm investing more as it's going higher in each lot without having to buy more shares. This one here will buy less shares in a bull market. So it's hard to, that one there is hard to explain. And in any case, I think the default is equal shares, which is what mine is set to. So then you have add shares on price moves. Now you notice I changed that from price drops, remember, to price moves, because it could add on advancers and decliners. And now if I'm adding, that's why I want to explain things, because I want you to understand there's no magic here. If I'm buying a position on and I'm at 3% drops, let's go to the default, because don't go by what I have. I've been running for 4 years. And I buy it 25 times, 3% drop, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, and all the way down. If I do that 25 times, that would give me a 75% drop. That's why I call it my expected trading window, is a 75% drop in the coin. And so that it's reserving your money right out of the gate to be able to trade that far down to a 75% drop. How many of you would agree that a 75% drop is a huge drop?
Yep.
And the beauty is these coins are already sitting at the bottom. This is a beauty, because it's like, come on, you're already sitting at the bottom. You're gonna go 75% lower? Not gonna happen. Anyway, so I feel real good about so you can see the software is actually extremely conservative. And I know you want to gamble, but you don't have to gamble. You're gonna get rich anyways. Take it easy. If you gamble, and here's where the gambling comes in. Somebody will go in here and say, I'm going to change that because I want all my money. I want a lot more in. Okay, I'm going to do a 30% trading window. What that means is it's going to squeeze all your, if it's doing 3% drops for 10 lots deep, you're going to squeeze all your money into a 30% window. You see, a 75% drop means it divides up your money so you could go down there 75%. If you do 30%, it's going to divide up your money and squeeze. You're going to be investing a lot more in each trade. You're going to make a lot more per trade. But when the coin drops below 30%, you're out of money. And then when it's down here, it's like these people that started buying, that maybe went all in. Say you bought Alchemy Pay when it was 12 cents and you went all in. Like, I know someone that bought $40,000 worth of XRP a few months ago, and she went all in. And then she had no money to trade with in the auto trader because she had no more money left.
Hmm.
And then, so then the coin, and then the price drops down here and you're out of money and you're missing thousands of trades. It's like the equivalent of what I always say, throwing silver dollars in your drawer. Silver is going up and down, but you're not making any money.
Hey,
You're
Ed.
hoping that it's going to go to a new high. So that's all the settings there are. There's only one little simple screen of settings.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you answering that because that was one of the questions from somebody I saw. So thank you for that. That
All
was
right. I
necessary.
do have one more.
Okay.
One more, I apologize, because and what I'm trying to do here is I'm actually answering questions that other people send me email on a lot.
Right.
And like, they'll say, how come FART, there's a fart coin, it's called fart coin, I guess that's the symbol name.
Right.
You can click on, I mean, it's just the stupid name for a coin. But you, at the top of the select currency screen, you can say, show me all the coin pairs for Coinbase, sort it by symbol name, and expand that. Boom. It just showed you every coin that you can trade with Coinbase. It's about 350 coins. Now,
That's great.
alphabetically, I'm going to look for FART. Oh, look, there isn't one. So it's not there. FART is not here. It would fit right between farm and FET. It's not here. That means you can't trade that coin. So it's, you know, I just, so
Can you
it's,
check Kraken? Can you check Kraken?
I can check, and yes. I'm going to say Kraken, expand.
Oops.
All right, and we're going to go down and we're going to look for fart coin here. Nope,
Nope.
it's not there. So you can't see it. You know, remember the highest trade count report also, which we didn't even talk about, shows you the exchanges you can trade with. The top 5 coins here are only available at Coinbase.
Can you explain this $1 billion report as Edward calls it, since this is something people have a question on anyway, usually?
This report is remarkable. It's because it's been expanded over the last year since I created it. It shows you the coins. I mean, think about it. And again, I go back to common sense knowledge. If you were running a 7-Eleven, what product do you want to put on your shelf? How many of you want to put iodine on your shelf in your 7-Eleven? You're not going to sell any. I want to put things like donuts, because every time I walk into a store and I see donuts, I want to buy them. But luckily, my wife's with me and she says no. Mom said no. Anyways, I've been married 44 years. I know how to, I know to listen. She's always looking out for my health. But you want to put product on your shelf that you're going to turn a lot of. Butterfingers and candy bars and potato chips and sodas. You ever go into a 7-Eleven? Take a look around, observe, think about the stuff I'm thinking about. Think about your auto trader. When you walk into a store, I look around and I try to look I look for empty shelves. I like to see if there's any empty shelves. If there's empty shelves, I'm like, I almost want to run and look for the manager. You know, it's like, and I haven't done it yet. You know, but I'm really, you know, I'm almost at a point where I want to just say, hey, stop. You know, it's like, why is there an empty shelf here? There should not be any empty shelves in a store, because that means customers walk by and didn't see a product. So you want to put, and I look at what they're selling. They everything they sell. It's like anything you see on a store, you know they're selling a lot of it, because if they're not selling a lot of it, as soon as they sell off the inventory they have, they're not going to buy that product anymore and put it on the shelf if they're not selling it. So you look at what is selling, you know, and you can see the fast moving items. I mean, a 7-Eleven is such a small store. I went in there the other day, um, and I was looking for Band-Aids, and I couldn't find them. I was looking and looking and looking. I mean, come on, man, there's 3 aisles in this store. Give me a break. So how come I can't find the Band-Aids? So I go up and ask the guy, and he pointed right there. He says, you see right on the end of that aisle right there, that one little spot? And I looked at it and I'm like, all right, thank you. I mean, I swear, the right here, this is where you're going to find your Band-Aids, your iodine. It's hidden because they don't sell any of this stuff. They don't even want to carry it, to be honest, And it's the same thing. So with that in mind, this report shows you the coins. It does a back test for the last year, and it looks at all these coins, and it says, if I was trading this coin last year, how many trades? Profitable closed trades. This doesn't say open trades and closed trades. If it's open and closed, then it would be double that if I counted the opens. This is just closed profitable trades. 1,846 trades last year. Average 188 trades a month. And then by month, 298 trades last November, 147 trades in December, 273 in January, 445 in February. March, slowed down a little bit. We had a slow month, And if you look at the market, you'll see there was a lot of down in that month. That was right after the crypto summit in the White House, I think. And once the wealthy realized there's big money to be made in the cryptos, they started slamming the prices down. Look, we're having this beautiful market. Everybody says, wow, man, look at this market. It's going up and up and up. Where was it in the last 2 months? I'll tell you where it was in the last 2 months. Going down, 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 scaring the little guy out. Millions of people selling their shares at a loss because these coins are going down. Of course, the auto traders loading up like crazy on the way down because we know it's just going to spiking head up, and which is what it did. So I kind of discount these last 2 months, these numbers in here. I'm like, oh yeah, this. Here, look at this one here, number 2. Forget about last month and the month before. I discount those because that was a baloney market, not even real. This is what I like. So if I'm running a 7-Eleven, I want inventory that turns inventory that I sell a lot of. I'm going to pick coins from the top of this report as opposed to the stuff that I'm not, the Band-Aids and the iodine and just stuff that you're never, prune juice. You'd be lucky to find that in a 7-Eleven, right? Junk. These coins don't even move. It's like, I don't want to trade this stuff, but you'd be surprised if, how many millions of people have that sitting in their exchange account that they bought. Even Bitcoin's a great coin for the long run. If you want to sit on it and hand it to your kids as an heirloom, that's fine and dandy. But for trading, it's not necessarily a great day trading or profit trading coin. It doesn't move enough up and down. Its best month was 35 trades that month right there. I can go to the top of this report and see coins that, I want to say never had a lower month because I want to discount these two. If you discount these 2 months, which were fake when they were deliberately lowering it, 55 is this guy's lowest month. And that beat Bitcoin's best month of the whole year. Here's another one. Again, ignore these last 2 months. Same thing. These coins never had a bad month. They beat Bitcoin to death. I mean, look at this one here, man. I love Sui, number 6. I love Sui. People are making a fortune on Sui. I mean, that thing, every month it's just so consistent, in its profit taken. Like this month, when the new report comes out in August 1st, that next month that it's going to show for July, that's going to come here. That one there will drop off on the right, and this new one will come in on the left. It's going to be huge. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be big across the board. You watch. And you can also, what's nice here about this report, it's right on the website. You can go see it on the website. I put it out there publicly for everybody in the world. Go there, and it's a free trade. It's a free report to help you pick coins. You can actually click on a coin. Like, what is big time? Big time is, and I don't know, I'm going to look right now for the first time. I know for starters it's an NFT, which means, those pictures and artwork and stuff. But I can click on this and bring me to their website. So you don't have to go search in the internet and try to find what is this company. There it is. This is the company's website. So So you can actually see what these people are doing, what the company does. Or you can, what is Badger? You can click on it, takes you right to the company's website, and or the most we can get to, what is that? No, that looks like it went information.
Hey, Ed,
Coin. Yeah.
Ed, I'm sorry. We got to get back to the regular questions that are coming in.
Okay.
So Edward,
That
if you don't,
report is gold.
yep, it is. It is. It's
I
a
try to
set.
tell people, if you're sitting on this junk here in the bottom, I mean, you should review your traders. Whether you buy an auto trader or not, review the coins that you have sitting in your exchange account and see where they stand. Are they junk down at the bottom that isn't even going to move? Then what are you
Right,
doing with? What good is them? What good are they?
right,
When
right.
you could be trading coins that are going to give you, 10 times, 10 times or more
Well,
return.
the best thing a new person can do is use your default button where it goes to 4 coins that have been absolutely kicking butt. Bonk is up 33% today. Ethereum just hit 3,400. The market's going berserk. And here we are with the trader. I often say this, Edward. I want you to get to the first question, but I want to say this, that, we could only work so hard, folks. And what happens is, as we work hard for a living, our money ends up being unemployed because unfortunately, up till now, TradFi, traditional finance, really hasn't given us much to sink our teeth into. We can't even keep up with inflation.
It
So
gives you enough to
now,
buy a house and be in debt for 30 years.
exactly, exactly. So what's our responsibility as individuals? It's to put our money to work by giving our money a job. And the best job that we could give our money is to multiply itself by using an automated robotic tool like this GoBabyTrade trader, where you don't have to think about it. You just put your money to work and it's going to be churning out profits for you. So, Edward, with that, why don't we stop the screen share and why don't we just go right into the first question?
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to. Somebody's asked to show my strategy as well, and I'll get to that in as we get through some of these questions. But just so you know, my strategy is the default strategy that you just saw, but I'll show it. So, Carrie, how do I transfer my profits saved to my Coinbase Visa card? Ed, you want to answer that? I can
All right.
answer it. It's
All
easy.
your money, all your money is in Coinbase or Kraken. Everything, your coins, your cash, your USD, your USDC, all of it is in the exchange. Nothing's in GoBabyTrade. GoBabyTrade cannot touch your money, cannot transfer your money. We have no access to it. We can only see it. I can see your Coinbase account. That's it. Okay. And I can send orders to it and tell it to buy or sell. I can't sell it. I can't order it to transfer money. Okay, so it's already in there. It's already your profits that are saved are already part of your account value. It's part of your cash. It's already up there. All you want to do what you want with it. The auto trader's job is to make money. Yours is to spend it. Okay, you can release it to the auto trader, and you can just do that in the profits management tab. Under the main menu, go to profits management. You see your cash. You can subtract out to lower the amount that's saved. If you lower the amount of money or money that is in the save bucket, it'll actually just allow the auto trader to use that money. Or you can do that and so you freed up the money from the save bucket. It's no longer in there. So the auto trader is not going to recognize that amount as saved because you took it out. Then you can go to Coinbase and just withdraw it to your bank account. But you said the Visa card in your if you go to Coinbase.com/card and log in, you can actually tell it where to get your money from. You can tell it use my USDC or take it out of my Bitcoin or wherever you want. I haven't logged in there in a long time. I think mine just takes it right out of my USDC, out of my cash. I got all this cash just sitting there, so it just takes it out of the cash. I don't have any monthly payments to make or anything like that. It just takes it right out of the cash and uses it.
Okay, next question. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
Edward?
You're muted. Edward, are you muted?
That's I was answering Sarah,
Oh.
who's new with us and has some questions. So, Sorry, Sarah, I got cut off a little bit, but you kind of get it. So, all right, Justin, do we ourselves set the percentage per trade and execute, or does the bot have total control? It comes by default 3 and 3, and that you asked the question pretty early on in the presentation. So I think you saw that you can change it. I don't suggest you change it.
Just go to the menu. Just go to the on your main trader screen. You have a menu in the upper right. It has all the options there. You say edit strategy. Click on that. Go right down to it. Change the 3 to whatever number you want. Change the settings to whatever you want to do, and then hit save settings. Then the auto trader will just stop itself and it'll restart itself with the new settings that you just set.
Yeah, technically speaking,
Very easy.
technically speaking, that is how to do it. I think if you actually change the settings, you're really asking for trouble. I wouldn't touch the settings now. This is based on 13 years of experience, first with the stock trader, and now with the robotic crypto trader. Do yourselves a favor, like Edward and I said earlier. Don't touch the settings. There's no reason to. It's optimized, which means that it's set to the best possible to get you the best possible result based on what it knows after 25 years.
And actually, if I make a change to my strategy, and I will, I make changes just because I'm experimenting, I'm testing, because I write new, as I'm adding new features, I have to test stuff, and I just use my live trader to do that. That's how confident I am. I'm not worried about it's going to hurt anything. But if I'm going to make it, like we were trading on 2% moves for the last 3 years, 3.5 years. And then I said, the market's really heating up now because we got done with that big 90% drop, and now we're starting to get bigger moves. So I said, I'm going to change the default strategy to 3% as well as my own. Default strategy means new clients coming in get the default strategy. But all the existing clients were still sitting at 2%, right? 2% adding and 2% taking profits. So I sent email to everyone, and I said, if I'm changing my strategy from 2% to 3%, and here's why. And now anybody just based on that could say, okay, I'm going to change mine too, right? So you could just go to your trader, go up to the edit strategy, up to the menu, click on menu, drop down to the edit strategy, click on that, go in, change that 2 to a 3 on the profit goal, and then to add to positions change the 2% to 3 also, and then hit save. You could have done that, right? Just as easy. But at the bottom of my email, I also said, anybody wants me to make that change for them, just reply to this email and I'll make it for you because it only takes me 2 seconds. I have access to all the traders. Again, I can't touch your Coinbase, but I can edit your strategy. And like 600 people replied back and said, "Oh yeah, please do it for me." It's real easy for me. I have a program, and I just say for all these people, all these email names that just came in, change those settings, and it just goes, and it's done in 2 seconds.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Ed.
So we share. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna run away with you. You're not gonna. You don't come on board and then we're making all this money in our traders, but we're not helping you. No, I let everybody know what I'm doing.
Perfect. Edward?
So let me make this qualification, and I hate to do this, but we're 2 hours and 33 minutes in. We're going to go
so we have 27 minutes.
You beat me to it. We're only going to 3 o'clock on the nose. This is all great information. We're very mindful of people's times. We told you maybe an hour and a half. We never get there. As a matter of fact, Mr. Barsano hit a record last week with Crypto Casey live. We went 3.5 hours. However,
we're not going to do that now.
Those questions that we don't get to, I promise, if you put them in email, we will get to them. Okay. So
Sure.
What I'm going to do, people are asking where can we find these videos? So we house the videos after on our platform, which is, and this is my company, Financial Intelligence for You, but this is where all the recordings go. So I just posted that All you have to do is go there. All of them since the beginning are there. The last one, if you go in there, I'm not going to post it. I was going to, but if you go to last week's, you'll see the thumbnail says Crypto Casey was live. Anybody that missed that, you're in for a treat. Spend some time and watch through it. You know, people go, well, 3.5 hours? Wait a minute. Just put it on 3x, and we all sound like chipmunks, but it's great information. Okay.
But you can always fast forward it and only get to when I'm talking if you want.
Okay. Well, no. Because you'd miss Mr. Attila's good looks and my background. So Ed, this one's for you. Cindy asks, Ed, please explain how you decided on the default tokens.
All right. Well, 3 years ago, there was only about 35 coins, to pick from. So I went and I did deep research. That's always a joke when I say that, because I just went to the internet and I looked up each one. And I went to see what they do. And I discovered ACH, Alchemy Pay. I'm like, wow, that's a worldwide company. They make billions of dollars. And they're only going for 12 cents a share. I said, I like that coin. And I went through and I looked at a lot of other ones. And then I came across GRT, the graph. I said, holy Toledo, these guys wrote APIs. I'm all about APIs. That's software. I love software. And I'd love to write APIs that other people can use, just like the highest trade count report. It's wonderful. I make it available to everybody. Just go to the website and click on it. There it is for everyone, whether you have a GoBabyTrade account or not. So I saw their APIs and I said, wow, they get 2 billion hits a day on their APIs. 2 billion with a B. Who does that? I write APIs. I don't get 2 billion hits a day on my APIs. I mean, how big is this company? Is every exchange must be using them? Maybe every trade that goes through must be using them to verify the security and the transporting of the coin from one person to another. Did it get to its destination? They're calling these APIs these guys wrote. All the exchanges are using them. I mean, these guys are like the backbone of blockchain. They're huge. And they're sitting there, they were $1 a share at that time. And now they're all the way down to like 8 cents, which is a bigger insult to humanity. I mean, what a joke. The whales are loading up on these coins. So then I looked at Shiba Inu and I discovered that they're one of the most widely held coins out there. Almost everybody in the crypto market owns SHIB. So I want that. Then the fourth one that I added, later on, I didn't add it right away, but I noticed Elon Musk on TV. He was, every time I'm sitting there watching TV and he's like, you can buy a Tesla with your Dogecoin. Well, immediately I used my brain and I said, can't I just buy a Tesla with any coin? Can't I just sell it and buy it? But then I looked at the coin. I said, wow, he said that and the coin jumped 30%. I want that coin, not because I could buy a Tesla with the coin, but because the public buys the coin when he talks. So, so I added that one. That's how those 4 coins came about. And then everybody coming on board, they said, well, what's Ed trading? I want to trade those same coins. So then everybody was trading the same coins I'm trading. And then last year, I created the highest trade count report. You saw that report that shows you the ones that trade the most. See, I didn't have that report in the beginning. If I had that report in the beginning, I probably wouldn't be trading even the coins I'm trading. I don't know. But they're really good coins. Real good companies, solid companies, and I have a lot of inventory. I'm never going to stop trading. I'll trade these coins till I die, baby. Those 4 coins got to go out of business to take me out. Otherwise, they're going to pay me forever. But the new coins, Bonk, Ando, Pepe, Whiff, Sui, these are gold, boy. These are gold. They're high frequency coins.
Where have you seen those 4 coins before, Mr. Barsano?
Right. And where did you get them?
I got them from your $1 billion report.
From the top of the report. That's the thing. It's that we want to trade stuff that moves. Just like you have a 7-Eleven. You want to put product on the shelf that moves. So nowadays, when you're coming on, I kind of like to add ACH. Even if I'm trading those other ones, I would still kind of throw ACH in there. It's just, and GRT. I mean, the coins I'm trading, ACH and GRT. I could say forget Doge and forget SHIB. for that matter. But ACH and GRT to me are, I'll trade those till I die and nobody's going to stop me. I'll grind money out forever. But just like a 7-Eleven, you want product that moves a lot. And remember another thing also that's real important. A grocery store makes 8 cents for a bottle of ketchup they sell. They sell it for $4. Now, if you want to make more money, you sell more bottles. You don't try to jack up the price of a bottle of ketchup to $50 a share. Okay, that's not going to make you sell more ketchup. It's going to make the competitors sell more ketchup. So, so my point is throwing more money in, trying to make the trader buy more than it's, throwing more money in is good. But trying to make the auto trader spend more of what it has at the top, and when the coins drop down here, you've used up all your money at the top. And you're trading in dollars up here, and then you start trading in pennies down here. You're not making very much money on the trades. I don't want my trader to go from $20 a trade, profit per trade, to $2 profit per trade. Or even $2. Some people, it depends on how much money you have. You might be making $2 a trade. I don't want to use up all my money and then to try to get that to go higher to make more per trade up there, and then down here I'm only making 20 cents a trade. See what I'm saying? I want it to be, let the auto trader just do the math. If you want your auto trader to make more money, then just put more money in the trader. That's the only solution. And trade less coins. Anywhere from 2 to 3 coins, really, or 4. 5 max. I don't care if you have $1 million or $10 million. 5 max. I would not go. And I know a lot of you have 10 coins, but there are a lot of good coins you can trade. And I see you're trading, some people are trading really good coins and they're doing 10 coins. But if you're trading, that's fine if you have $100,000 if you want to do that. But if you're sitting here trading with $2,000 to $5,000 or something, 3 to 4 coins is all you should really be trading. The less coins, because the more coins you have, the more you spread your money thinner, and then you're not putting much money into each coin. Then when the coin jumps, you don't make much money. The less coins, even 3 coins. I traded with 3 coins for the longest time. ACH, GRT, and SHIB, and that was it. 34% was in ACH, 33% in GRT, 33% in Shiba Inu. And that's it. And every time those coins jumped, I make good money. I don't sit here trading with 2% per coin, 5% per coin. You're not making much money when you do that.
Yep.
So
good answer.
Reduce those coins if you can.
Yep. Great answer. We got to move on now to the next question. Edward?
Yep. Dennis says, I love the persuasive 7-Eleven examples. That's awesome. It's so true. It's so true. And Alan's got a great
comment. What about the other one? Don't you like the one where I'm chasing the cars down the highway?
That is a new one.
This isn't a dumb toll booth. This is a smart toll booth that chases the cars. And because that's exactly, when I use an example like that, that's exactly what the auto trader's doing. It's literally chasing the cars down the highway and kept putting the toll booth in front of the car.
That's awesome.
Evil. It's almost, I always say it's criminal. It's almost criminal.
I called you Ed Barsinister Barsano. So Alan made, it's not a question, but Alan has gotten paid $158 since he's been on the Zoom meeting. So what other meeting could you attend that somebody pays you? This one. That's it. That's it. Russ and Luann says, is it time to change the profit goal percentage strategy settings? No. No. Just let it grind out money, because
not no big rush, because sometimes the market goes, you have 3 or 4 days, 5 days of an up market. But to be honest, my personal belief is that when this market's ready to really rumble, because remember, the big boys are waiting for, this is going to be the mother of all paydays. They've been loading up, the whales have been loading up for 4 years into these coins, and they push the coins down. You think the coins are down 99% down from where they were 4 years ago by accident? The big boys are loading up for pennies right where these prices are. They're putting millions into these coins. And you notice the public And some of you should take surveys the way I do. Everywhere I go out there, I mention crypto. I could be waiting in line in the store, or somebody say, how are you is the perfect one. They say it everywhere you go. You go in line, you're at the cashier, first thing she says is, how are you? Everybody says that. Walk into a bank, how are you? How are you? How are you? It used to kind of irritate me through the years. It's like, whatever happened to can I help you? I walked into your store, can you say, may I help you? Can I help you? Now the vernacular has changed to, how are you? I'll tell you how I am. Crypto's up, I'm up. That's what I tell them. And that's my new phrase. When people say, how are you? I say, hey, crypto's up, I'm up. And then they go, oh, what's a crypto? And that's the survey I'm taking, because I take it everywhere and I discover nobody's in crypto. What that means is more money for us.
Told you 83% of the people walking the street have no idea.
We are going to get so rich, it's unbelievable. And where's everybody else? Working their jobs, doing the job, just over broke. That's an Edward phrase. He said that, just over broke. But I'm telling you, we're the bee's knees. I mean, we are, and it's all real. And we're in at the ground floor of. It's baffling for me where we're at. We are on the ground floor of an unbelievable revolution going on, and the rich are going to get so rich, it's unbelievable. And I know I'm not going to be left behind. I've been doing this 25 years. I am not going to be left behind. But what I was saying is, really what I wanted to say there was, before I got sidetracked, Edward always sidetracks me. What I was going to say is, we're going to see a leg down before we see that run. That's reality. They always do that. When a market's running, when they know they're going to blow this thing to the moon, watch that market go pow down. And you know why? That's a last minute dump where millions of people start dumping everything they have. Blood in the streets. And you've seen it with the stock market. They want to see blood in the streets. They want people saying, get me out. Just get me out. Sell everything. Then here we go. And the auto trader's just going to load up one last time, man, at the bottom, and this market's going to fly. And then
Amen to that.
So that's the reason I'm saying I'm not in a hurry to raise my profit goal or my adding. The 3% is good, because we're going to, when this thing starts taking off, we can raise it. Don't worry. Plus, don't worry too much about that anyways, because the AI is going to say, don't sell it, it's going higher. When that market's flying, it's going to hold on to those shares. It's not going to let it sell right away. So you're going to it's going to run, and you're going to take advantage of those runs.
Yep.
It's full automation. You don't have to do anything.
Edward?
Alan's asking, where does the trading data come from in the highest trade count report?
From it's a back test of last year.
From
our servers. There's no outsource. Everything I do is internal, I didn't go to ChatGPT to get this report. I did use ChatGPT to get the websites for all the coins.
Right, saw that. So what you're saying, just to be clear, is that all of that data comes from profitable closed trades of traders, thousands of traders that you have in the marketplace, which is why I always call it's clean data. It's not going outside to figure it out. Those are closed profitable trades.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Genevieve, can you add any amount of Bitcoin to trade on this bot, or do you need a full Bitcoin to trade it? No. If you want to trade it, all you have to do is add. If you have a Coinbase account, USDC, because you're buying it with crypto. And as soon as you put it in there and mark it, if you allocate a certain amount of money or percentage to Bitcoin in the select strategy, and if you don't know how to do that, we'll show you how to do it. Then you can add $100 or $10,000 or however much you want, and the trader will pick it up and allocate that to trade Bitcoin or wherever you want it to trade. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to stop in 5 minutes, and I apologize. We still have every every second of questions coming in, but we're not going to be able to cover them all. There's a couple of things I want to close with and show you some examples, because everybody says, well, if I spend $3,500, even at the $1,000 discount, how long does it take me to recover? I don't know. It's market dependent, but I can give you examples. If you've been watching the chat, people have put in a relatively small amount of money, have been paying for it in weeks and months.
But you know what I would like to say is I don't care if you never went live with this software. $3,500 to use the software and watch it run in just paper trade mode will change your life.
It
Just
will be. And if
watching
you,
this thing, even in paper trade mode, even if you weren't investing real money, just watching this thing crank out money, even if it's not real money, all year you watch that thing run for 3 years, there's no way it won't change your life, because you will realize that the market is just throwing money at you for free.
and if you let it run for 3 years and don't turn it to live, shame on you. You're going to be pissed that you didn't catch
Well,
it.
not, I'm just saying it's worth 3,500. People take classes and stuff, I mean, people spend fortunes to go to college and get bachelor's degrees, and then get a $30,000 a year job, and how many people have student loan debt and all that, and if you're a lawyer, you probably have $300,000 worth of student loan debt, Are you making 300,000 a year? I hope, to pay off that debt. I don't know. I'm just saying, $3,500. How much is that a day? What does that amount to?
$3.19 a day. And
Yeah.
I'll give an example, and then I want to make a comment based on what Anthony said, based on
I
what
mean,
Chris
you could
said.
use a credit card. You could use a
Well,
credit card and pay off and pay off the credit card over 3 years, and that's basically you paid it all. You bought it for $3 a day.
yeah, I mean, but yeah,
A
and
lot of
why
people
not?
buy it with their credit cards.
Yeah, what's the concept? OPM, other people's money to make money. But let me give you an example. So what is the average? And I asked ChatGPT. Actually, I used Poppy AI. So I said, all right, Poppy, what is the average bill that people spend a month on streaming services? You know what the answer is? $280 a month. $280 a month. Is it more important for you to catch up on or binge Sex in the City for $280 a month, or spend $97 a month on this product, $23 a week, $3.19 a day, to put you in a position that all your 25 years of school never taught you how to do, which was make money. And you don't even have to make any decisions. I'll pass the buy and what coins you want to trade. And if you don't know which ones, then just hit the default and it selects it for you. Past that, guess what? Your decisions are over. You put the money in, you let it go. And I'll show an example at the end. We'll get to a couple more questions, and then I'll give some closing examples. But Anthony, I wanted to comment on that. So anybody that didn't see last week's with Crypto Casey Live, I put her on the spot. I didn't ask her ahead of time if it was okay to ask her the question, but I asked her, now that you've seen this, by the way, she went out and paid retail, as we talked about earlier, and thought we were talking a scam until she figured it out by herself. Great. We're not here to convince anybody. We're not here to talk you into doing
Not
it.
at
We're
all,
not here to
really.
talk you out of doing it. But I put her on the spot yesterday or last week. Casey, now that you know what this trader does, what do you think the price of the trader should be? She thought about it for a second. You know what she said? $25,000 would not be unreasonable.
Okay, so as of now, anybody that doesn't buy it today, tomorrow the price is going to 25,000.
$24.99. You're going to give it $24,900. So
No, really, I created this for everyday regular people. I created it. Everyday regular people helped me create this software over 25 years, and this software is for everyday people. It's not for the billionaires out there. They can do whatever they want to do. I created this for regular people. There's nobody that can't afford this software.
So you're absolutely correct. And to close my example of the average person spending 200, some people may not spend any, and some people may spend more. But if the average person out there is spending $280 a month to binge whatever they're watching,
There's good stuff on TV, so you really shouldn't.
Well, hold on a second.
You can't put down TV though. I mean, Netflix
listen,
and all. I mean,
I
it is worth
personally
it.
I personally call it the lie box. Whatever comes out of there is something that I told you how much time I
No,
spent
don't watch
on
the
the machine.
news. Don't watch the news. I'm talking about Netflix and
All right,
Disney
so
Plus. I have
catch up
Disney
on
Plus. There's good movies out there.
catch
You know,
up
I
on
watched Cinderella the other day.
catch up on
It was
catch up on
unbelievable.
catch up on the Crown or whatever you want to watch. But let me close out this example, Mr.
All
Barsano. Is
right.
that let's compare the cost of the software at a discount 10% discount is just crazy in itself. $3.19 a day. Give up half a cup. Go into Starbucks and ask for a half a cup of coffee, and you will pay for the software. But given my example, the $280 a month over 3 years, that's $10,080 that you blew
Wow.
on you blew on catching up on Bridgerton versus invest in you. You're not going to get this opportunity again. That's all right. Yeah, get back to questions, and then I'm gonna share my screen. I think Alan asked to see my strategies, but they're exactly the same. And then I'm going to show you a couple of examples that I did because we always get people, how much money do I need to put in there into the trader to make more money than I paid for the trader over 3 years. So I'll give you an example. It's not exact, and they're all just examples. Scott says, help me understand your pricing strategy. Why a 3-year license versus a 1-year license with a 30-day money back guarantee? I think if you did this,
Oh God.
triple your sales. So let me take it. Don't stand up on your couch, Ed. So let me take a swing at it. So 25 years of proven profitable trading, and I don't know whether if you did the math at, what does Mr. Barsano ask? Is 100% on your money a year, is that enough or is that not enough? I don't know what that is. So, and not me to set the policy, but knowing what the trader does and the experience that I've had with it, there is no 30-day money back guarantee. Has there been people that bought it that bought it under their own delusion and decided not to keep it? Called Mr. Barsano. What did Mr. Barsano did? He didn't have to because he doesn't have a published guarantee, but he gives their money back because we don't want people in this community that really don't get it. So there isn't a money back guarantee. As to the year, Mr. Barsano tried it. Started with a monthly subscription. People's credit cards expire. All
I
all
gave,
this
yeah,
team was
yeah, that's
doing,
just too much trouble. And
all
then
this
but the
team was
biggest
doing was chasing people.
But there's a bigger reason why we can't guarantee that kind of stuff. Because the minute some people see a down month in the market, remember I told you in the last 2 months these coins dropped 50%. A 5 cent coin went down to below 2.5 cents, which was a 50% drop. A
Right.
3 cent coin went to less than 1.5 cents. Coins got cut in half. A dollar coin went to 50 cents. Okay. So the auto trader couldn't take enough, it couldn't take 50% profits off the table that fast in a down market. And millions of people, and this is where you all have to work on your own brains. Stop looking at the account value because that's the inventory. That's the inventory you're sitting on goes down in value. It drags the account value down. So some people will say, well, where did all my profits go? And it shows that I took all those profits. Where did they go? Well, you know, the profits are holding up your account value because if the coin drops 50% in 1 month and you took 10% in profits that month, if I keep taking 10% a month for 12 months, that's 120% a year. Okay. But the 50% drop that the market did, it can't go down 50% a month. There would be no market in 2 months.
Well,
So
but
this
but in
is
that same time frame, look at the example that I gave. It's been
right.
traded for just a
But
little bit over 3.5 months, and in that 50% drop, it's at a run rate
eventually,
of
we overtake it. The problem is when you start saying, I guarantee this, that it's going to do this much in this short period, when somebody sees their account value go down, I ask them, okay, the market dropped 50%. Did your account value drop 50%? No, it only dropped about 10%. All right, well, there you go. The auto trader saved your butt. It didn't put you all in. If the auto trader put all your money in and the market drops 50%, your account would have got cut in half. Your account didn't get cut in half. So just because the account value went down a little bit, I can't, because the auto trader couldn't take profits fast enough to compensate that. Don't worry about it. But this is my point. And when people want guarantees, their way of saying guarantee is you guarantee that my account would never go down. Nobody in the world could do that, because as soon as you buy a coin, tomorrow that coin can go lower. Boom, your account just went down. Now, some people would actually say your software doesn't work because of that. Hello, Freud. We got a patient for you, because we need because that's what's going on. That's why I say stop looking at the account value. It's misleading. It's designed to scare millions of people out. And so it works two ways. There's two benefits to crashing the market for the wealthy. Think about it. Somebody wants to buy $30 million worth of this coin, and I'm not joking when I say that. There are those guys out there, some putting 100 million in each of these coins. But if a guy wants to buy $30 million worth of ACH, he's got to get a lot of little guys to sell, to be willing to sell so he can buy. Remember, every time somebody's buying, there's got to be a seller. Every time somebody's selling, there's got to be a buyer. When the market's crashing and all these little guys are dumping their shares, who do you think's on the other end of that? Collecting all that? They're battling it out. All the big boys are fighting with each other. BlackRock, Fidelity, they're all battling it out for those shares. They know they pushed those prices down and they were ready for it. They're like, buy everything. Buy everything. What was that movie with, oh man.
Glengarry Glen Ross?
No, not that one. The one where, man, I can't remember
Tom Cruise, Show Me the
What?
Money. Tom
The one
Cruise.
where they made the guy really poor, and they put the other guy went in there and became
Trading Places.
Trading Places, remember? And remember when they were just saying, buy everything, just now, buy. The other guy's saying, sell.
Yeah.
They're battling it out. They are fighting for your shares. And let me tell you, this isn't a joke. They're making millions doing this, billions. And we are not playing games here. We're right,
All right.
there. We're all mellow. We're taking it easy, but we're right there.
Time out. So we are at our limit. However, Russ and Luann said, let our Barsano stick around. You guys can leave. So we're going to keep for a couple of more minutes, but I promise you, if you leave, you leave. Here's the good news. Anybody that's registered is going to get a replay of this, and they're going to be laughing their backsides off when they see. And we really do try and keep it contained, but you can see when we move into the Q&A, we have so much fun. There's a lot to learn about this. Actually, there really isn't. These are awesome questions, and we're happy to have this interaction. I mean, Ed Barsano never leaves his house, so he's got nothing to do but answer questions.
I'm out of water. I'm out of water. We got to end this.
That's your second bottle, but it really is super simple. If you walk away understanding that you don't have to do anything, if you buy the license, go through the setup. If you have trouble with it, we'll help you set it up. That's not a problem. But 10 minutes later, you have now launched a rocket on your financial life that literally is going to take money forever. Forever.
Life
right?
Forever.
So
it'll change your kids' lives forever.
Well, yeah. What do you say? What do you say to people? Don't if you really want to leave a legacy, then leave them a fully funded
robotic trade.
Robotic.
Yeah. Forget about leaving them a silver in a toolbox that they don't know what to do with, other than just take it to the coin store and get half value when they sell it.
Yep.
Give them an auto trader that cranks out money for the rest of their life.
Yep. So my apologies. I'm going to switch gears. Any questions? And brilliant questions. I hate to make you take an extra step, but if you want your questions answered, either join us next week, and you're welcome to join us every week if you wish, and we'll get to them, or you can copy in. I'm gonna copy those email addresses again. You can send them.
While you're doing that, Edward, yep. while you're putting the email addresses in there, let me just address a few closing statements. So one of the things that I hear at least once every couple of weeks is somebody saying, hey, can we try this trader out, like not pay for it, just try it or go into simulation? No, I'll tell you why. The test is over. Okay, there's a 25-year track record of success with this. There needs not to be any kind of test. We're way, way, way past the test phase of this thing. It just flat out works and it rock and rolls, man. This thing ripped. I mean, it just works.
I mean,
I
it
can't
starts
be any
cranking out
more.
money the minute you get it.
I can't be any more direct about that. So forget about testing anything. We know it works. It's not will it work, does it work, can it work? It works. It's working for tens of thousands of people. So Edward, you just put up, oh, there's another cha-ching. Somebody just took a profit. Very nice. We are the educational arm and the support arm for Crypto Casey. The 2 emails are now in the chat. If you have any questions we couldn't answer tonight, start with support@rctmarketingsystems.com. If it's uber technical, send it to support@GoBabyTrade.com. Edward, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yes. So if you, as well, we're here to help. So if you decide that the trader does fit into your strategy and you have trouble, their first line of defense is that there are videos that will show you directly step by step how to connect your trader to Coinbase or Kraken. If you still have trouble, then don't feel lost. Send us an email, ask for an appointment. We'll jump on a Zoom and we'll help you connect it. It's super easy. Everybody that wants to be in this community is gladly welcomed with open arms, and it's a community that's going to continue to grow. And I have an announcement that I'll end with. So yes, you see, while we were talking, I took another profit. So I don't know who it was, but let me go to the edit strategy, and you'll see, as I mentioned, it's exactly the same. It's by default. I didn't change anything. I take that back. I think I changed one thing. As the account value has gone up, I changed it from 100 to 500. But every other setting is as defaulted when you get it. You don't have to do anything. Strategy is already there. If you like the fact of the coins that are, let me go back up. If you like these coins that are in the simulated trader that I'm showing you, then they are now the default. When you sign up, it'll take you to the strategy page. There's a little button. We can't show it to you because it only shows up when you start a brand new trader. There is a select default coins. It automatically populates it. You fund your Coinbase account. Authorization by the trader only has the authorization to send buy and sell signals. The end. Go on vacation. That's it. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. You can see that it's both the trade value and the account value have gone up. And I'm going to stop sharing that. And what I am going to do is I'm going to share, as I promised. Let's see. Okay. This is an example. Do not take this as anything but an example. Okay. But people ask us, how much do I have to put into the trader to make it pay off? Well, you've seen in the chat, some people have paid it off very quickly. It all depends on how you start with. But here, and what you've seen, again, future is not indicative to past results, but what you've seen in a 90% down market, I mean, like I said, the trader I just showed you in 3 months and change is running at a run rate of over 105% annually. If you look at EDS, we mentioned, I summarized it over that 3 years and 7 months. 5x, almost 5x his money. So I can't tell you where it's going to go. We can't guarantee anything. But here's an example. You started with 5,000. If we cut the 100% in half and it only makes 50%, geez, I don't know where you get 50%. I think Ed has a money market account that pays him 120% a year, but other than him, nobody else has access to it. 50% at the end of, I call these equal signs. After the equal signs are opportunity lost. Opportunity lost. Why do I say that? Because if you don't buy the trader and you don't start with $5,000, and you could start with 2,500, you can start with 10,000. It doesn't matter, but do the math. 3 years minus the money. I'm not even calculating the money that you put in as profit. I am discounting it of what you paid for the software. And here's the good news. This is a life trader. I'm showing you 3, 6, and 9 years. Mr. Barsano, not put words in his mouth, he has said this. If you decide that this is good for you, at the end of 3 years, it's not going to get jacked up to $4,500 or $25,000. If you're in, you're in. You can renew it at the $34.99. That'd be silly. If you're part of this community, he wants to help you. We want to help you, period. 6 years. Opportunity cost lost, $44,000.
I mean,
Here's
we're a club.
interesting.
We're a club. We're
Right.
always
We're a family and a community, and I have something to talk about the community, which is what I'm going to end with in a minute. 9 years. Look at what it means to start with $5,000 that you don't touch. Yes, look, every 3 years you have to pay for a new license, but this is minus the cost of your starting investment. This is your net, 176,000. Now watch this. Let's just say it were to repeat itself. Again, let me reiterate, this thing has never seen a bull market. In a down market, it's returning that percentage. As an example, based on past performance, it's been operating at 100% return. Not every year, but over the aggregate time. Now look, your opportunity lost on the same $5,000 at the end of 3 years. You wouldn't have seen 300 or 31,000 at the end of 6 years on 5,000. Not putting any more money in. At the end of 6 years, 308,000. Look at this number. At the end of 9 years, if I told you that you could give me, if you give me $5,000 now, come back to me in 10 years and I'll give you 2.5 million. How many times would you do it? Again, it's not guaranteed, but if you even took and discounted the first example, 30% return, where are you going to get that kind of money? There's nobody that's going to give you a return. And oh, by the way, this is all mitigated or almost eliminated risks. There's only two ways you can lose when you're using the trader. First is the company goes out of business, and that's not going to happen. And two, you manipulate the strategy. It's up to you. I don't know what else.
Well, Edward, let me interrupt and say that there have been a few coins on Coinbase over the years that have been delisted, but that it's so few and far between. The chances of you getting stuck in that scenario is so minute. I mean, technically it could happen, but I mean, those coins would probably be pretty low on the totem pole anyway, as far as on the highest trade count report. Very few people would even choose those coins to trade, but I'm just saying it has happened before. It's not impossible, but the chances are very minimal. And what Edward just shared with everybody, again, you can't take it as gospel because it's all market dependent. It could be higher than those numbers he's showing. It could be lower, but I think he's pretty dead on with the fact that 50% is pretty conservative. So it's a pretty cool example, and I appreciate you sharing that with everybody.
Well, it's what I always say. Just keep throwing marbles in that jar and watch it fill up. They can't stop it from filling up. That's the beauty of it. They can't stop you from taking profits. No, when I think I'm talking about the regulators and everything. Nobody can stop you from just keep taking money, and that will fill up forever.
Well, let me give you one final realistic example, and Ed Barsano uses it as if you walked out your front door and you found a $20 bill, and you walked out the next day and you found another $20 bill. The third day you'd be looking down at the ground. So let's be conservative.
You'd be walking with your head down.
So let's be conservative. You spend $3,400 on the license. It makes an average of $20 a day. 20, not 200, not 2,000. $20 a day. Times 365 days is 7,300 times the 3-year license. Your return on investment, you spent $34.99, is $21,900 on $20 a day. Sometimes it'll take 500, sometimes it'll take 3, but if you just looked at it, if you did your own math at $20 a day, I don't know who else is going to give you a fighting chance.
It's like giving it away. I'm just really, the whole price isn't really to make money off you. The goal of the reason I have the price is because of the overhead, and to cover the expense of the auto trader. I'm giving the world a free auto trader, really, and I'm just saying foot the cost of the bill. I mean, I was giving it away, and I was spending all that money years ago.
Right.
Just giving it away for free. And and I appreciate we're all in this together. It's no different than when I was in high school, you know, and I got me a 1967 Chevy when I was in high school. I always joked that that was my favorite car of the whole world, and I drive Jaguars, Mercedes-Benzes, BMWs. My favorite car of the world that I can remember was that 1967 Chevy when I was in high school. You know why? Because I had wheels, baby. No more standing on
So,
that corner. No more standing on that corner, baby. Yeah, and
so,
when all my friends would pile into the car, remember gas was 30 cents a gallon. And
right.
all my friends would jump into the car, man, and I'd say, hey, $1 each. This car won't run without gas. That's all I ask.
So I
Eyeball
bet,
the car,
I,
give me a buck a piece, we'll put some gas
well,
in the car, and we'll go have a good time.
listen, Ed, this
Same
is
thing.
just
I'm
you.
just asking people to foot
Yeah,
the bill.
yeah.
Help
Ed,
foot the
Ed,
bill, and we're
Ed,
all in
this
this
is a
together.
we're gonna set everybody else aside for a second. It's just you and me. I've told you this before, and I'll tell you again. You put the power in my hands to create a legacy for my children's children, right? I don't know why. And listen, the Matrix teaches you to be skeptical about everything. If it's not what they say, then it's wrong. I'll tell you. And what do I say? If your mama told you it's too good to be true, it is. Except for mama's wrong about this one. You have literally. I hope everybody takes advantage of what we're saying, at least does their own research, and gives this an opportunity. But you, sir, have changed my life.
It's cool. That's cool. Just take a deep breath.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
I get
Sorry, I get
very
emotional about it.
emotional.
I
I
do.
get very,
So
you know what? I get very emotional about different things too. You know, when my mom passed away and they said there's no plots near her. It was like I wanted near her where her mom was, and it kind of, you know, that hurt. You know, it's like, oh man, why didn't we buy a plot near my grandmother? You know? And then when we walked the cemetery, you ready for this? Right next to my grandmother.
you found a spot.
The cemetery didn't even know about it.
Wow.
Which is
Sorry, man.
what
I didn't mean to drag you down the crying bros hole,
it was like a miracle. I mean,
yeah,
I'm emotional when I think, you know, it was just it was a miracle because the cemetery didn't even know that plot was there, and all of a sudden there's a plot right next to my grandmother. It's like,
that's
thank
beautiful.
you, Lord.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Hey, listen, we'll leave on a high note.
Hey, we
Zach.
gotta cut this stuff out, man. We can't have that stuff in
No,
a.
no, no, no. Sorry, they get the good and the bad and the ugly and the tears. It's all good. I get emotional over this kind of stuff because it literally is life changing. Zach,
Well,
I got
me
to call
too.
you
Hey,
out. We have a new name, and I'm going to make a T-shirt. He says, "Thank you, Crypto Bros. Your generosity and authenticity are very refreshing. Thanks for
Crypto
sharing
Bros.
this with
I
us.
like
I'm
that.
going to make a T-shirt. It's going to be
I
Crypto
like that.
Bros.
Yeah, that's a
And,
good one.
and and Zach will give you we'll give you credit and we'll give you 30 cents for every shirt that sells. I'm making money while I sleep. So, Alan says the only thing I did wrong was not buy the trader sooner. So
Yeah,
with
the sooner you get on board, the sooner you start building some
yeah,
inventory, and that's gold.
yep, you
You
guys
All
can
know,
right,
join
guys.
us. You guys can join us every week. We appreciate. We saw a lot of new faces today. Thank you so much for the people that had to go. We had a whole bunch of folks here. Thank you so much for the people that find this exciting and stay with us. Everybody that's registered will get a recorded copy. Um, I did put in the chat, the financial intelligence website, but don't worry about it. You're going to get by about this time tomorrow, maybe a little later, you're going to get a automated email from Zoom that's going to give you this link and a little bit more information. But if you get stuck, just go to financial intelligence for you, that's the number for you on YouTube, and you'll find us. That's the repository where we put all of this. And I'm going to end with a surprise. A lot of you people have been, a lot of our community has been asking for a Discord or a channel or a community where people that have gotten involved in our community can chat and talk. I talked with our developer today, and we're within striking distance. Ed and Attila don't even know this is coming, but we are going to have a community up. I just can't tell you where it's going to be, but everybody that owns the trader is going to have an access to the trader, so everybody, the whole family, can share their strategies. They can talk. Everybody can benefit from what Mr. Barsano has created, which is a community. A
So
community.
we're gonna, so
So,
you're saying then that I do have to be involved because I'm the programmer. I'm gonna have to, so it's only gonna be available to our internal community. Everyone who owns an auto trader will have access to the community board. It's
well,
not
that
out
that
there.
is that is totally up to you. I'm not making a
All
business
right.
decision for you.
I
Financial
appreciate it.
intelligence is creating this environment, right? That does not, obviously this was a surprise. So I'm gonna we'll take this offline and discuss how we'd like to do that, because there's a huge benefit, not just from the folks in Crypto Casey's audience, but from everybody that you have blessed from day one can benefit from this community. And we get barraged with people like, when can we connect with other like-minded people that are part of the Ed Barsinister movement? So this is absolutely going to be through your channel, and access that every trader owner can benefit from, and we'll do that in concert. My good news is that our developer has a way to do it on our side that can certainly mirror whatever you're doing.
Yes, Ellen. I saw your question, Ellen. The answer is yes. All right. I have a question. The Q&A, you send out the videos, but I don't see the Q&A or the chat. I mean, when I'm talking, I see something pop up for a second, then it goes away. Do you email those to everybody, or does
So
that?
no, only on request. The good news is we get 5 different and separate recordings out of each one of these. One is a chat recording, one is a Q&A recording, and in the future, Mr. Barsano, if you want to follow the Q&A, then all you do is when you move your cursor down and it lights up like you would share the screen. There's a Q&A section. All you have to do is click on that, and a separate Q&A comes up. So you're welcome to follow along and
Oh
jump in
no,
and
I don't
say,
want
"Hey,
to
I got
follow
this."
along because I want to
Right.
listen to what you're saying. I'm just
Right.
saying that afterwards, it'd be nice to
Any,
just
any
what everybody's
anybody that
thinking.
wants it, and actually that's an excellent, when we light up this community, then we'll make just like we have a repository for all the videos. We'll put a repository in there for the Q&A, so anybody can go search and figure it out, and then it's also a benefit for us and for you when you're making videos. As a matter of fact, I wanted to call attention to, before we say goodbye to everybody, the new strategy that you talked about in the gap and the increase and the decrease. We had a couple of requests. Would you be able to put that on your to-do list to make videos for it?
Oh yeah, it's on my to-do list already.
Okay, cool, cool. That's excellent. Yeah. So sorry for the surprise. Didn't want it to sound like we were excluding the genius behind this to create a community, but we've been working to figure out what's the most diabolical way, good way to make sure that everybody's included. We appreciate everybody. My last comments are thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with us. I hope you find value in this. Everybody's going to get a copy of the replay. Just watch your email, and any questions you have, we put it in the chat a couple of times. I'm going to put, just so you have it fresh in your mind at the end of this, and then I'm going to ask my colleagues to comment as well. There first is the Crypto Casey's discount, and then the RCT marketing support, and the GoBabyTrade in case you need it straight away. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Attila. Thank you so much, everybody. Attila, Ed, this is always so much fun. We'll see you all next week.
Three
So
hours, 3 hours and 19 minutes. And
you did.
Attila's going to probably talk for 10 more minutes. We're never going to get out of here, folks.
No, I'm going to talk for 20 more seconds. So, folks, thank you for being here. We're here every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, with very few exceptions. And if there is an exception, we let you know in a week or two in advance. Again, our responsibility is to multiply our money. So between now and next week, just get yourself the license, start multiplying your money, multiplying your wealth, and go forth and multiply, and have a wonderful week till we see you next time. And if you need our help, you've got the email addresses. So thank you everyone for being here, Mr. Barsano. You were great tonight, as always. Thank you.
Yep.
And we'll see everybody next time, and let us know if we could assist in any way.
Yeah.
Thank
Final
you.
comment on the way out is some people are not getting the recording. I just posted where we put all the recordings when they're finished. The system should be emailing you, but if not, then just use this link, save it. If you want, like and follow so that you're notified whenever we post something. All good.
Perfect.
Thank you
Yep.
so
Go
much,
Navy.
everybody. Have a great
Go
week.
Navy.
Go Navy.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.